That's true.
Sir, would I have had enough time to make 5 or 15 level 1 scrolls during all the downtime?
You have 30 days total.
Oh yeah. What's
not counting
storyteller? Tell us a story.
Yes. Yeah, you can assume a rough total of let's call it 25 days just to be safe, because you had some other stuff going on.
Right.
Okay.
So that was your 2 redshifts worth of downtime.
That's
Okay, let's play
while
the
the
game.
bases were being set up.
Yeah, I
Are
think
you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I basically set myself up before we left last time, so
Good. Let me bring you in. You all had a plan to get into the tower. You have a sigil sequence for the circle above the throne room, and you know it's valid. Yes, anybody who can prepare spells, I would recommend that you do that now, if you didn't already. The main thing that happened last time was that Ember Green prepared a theater in All Saints to act as his point of recall for your party.
That is correct.
Now, what's the
Oh, that we asked some
is there
gods and
a
stuff.
creature limit on that?
What is the what?
Is there a creature limit on that?
It's yes.
5 willing creatures.
willing-
Okay, great. That's you and the whole party, including Keen.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Only 500?
What was that?
5 willing creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, five. I heard 500 for some reason, so I made the joke. Only 500?
Yeah, I can take the whole legion. Well, half the legion.
Yeah, it's a good thing you don't have a 6-member party.
Sorry, bro.
6-member plus someone.
You know, like draw straws or something.
Well, that does mean Nizia won't be able to go with you. So that answers that question immediately.
Unless she makes some stupid rash decision like turning invisible and hiding in our clothes.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wonder if it would leave her behind though, right? Because the way the magic selects its targets, I don't know how that would work.
No, I mean to get there, right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We like
through the teleport, you mean? Gotcha.
Yeah. Somebody keep an eye on the Zia.
I'll
That's a good
trust
point.
you to have this conversation in character with her, to explain the limitations of your escape routes.
Yeah. Oh, we don't have any potions of gaseous form left, right?
You don't, but you are. It is about time to roll for some new ones. So let me. Hold on. There we go. Not sponsored, by the way.
By whom? Soriana?
Oh, I said World Anvil out loud. Here's your latest list of potions.
Would said platform be a good platform for like producing, let's say, a book? Quick question, yes, no? More complicated than that?
Okay, if you were making a book franchise and you wanted a personal wiki without going to the trouble of making a wiki yourself.
Yeah, like a lazy man's Addislan.
Sure. I think it would work fine for you.
Yeah.
If you're just writing a singular book, though, I don't think it would be worth your time. You'd probably be better off just storing some local notes and some notepads. But if you're doing a universe, like a series of books, and you need to keep track of the movement of your world over an epoch, then yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you. Is this the ones that we rolled, or are we rolling for these now?
I am going to roll 4 times, or you could always roll 1d14 4 times in the Roll20 chat if you prefer.
Beautiful.
Did that mean you'd like to roll, or shall I do it?
I thought Nimbus was rolling there for a second because I saw his slash type. I assumed wrong.
Nope. I've got something else going on.
Do it, Elvis Stover.
We've got a drought of heroic might. We have the one
That's
before
pretty
that
good.
restorative drought.
That's
We
pretty good.
have a poison drought, and we have a healing bill.
Okay, not bad.
Bless.
However you want to split those up, that's up to you to do right now. But that's what Soriana can provide you right before you go.
I would like to take. Oh wait, no, I don't need the drought of heroic might. I have a potion of heroism.
How long have you had that on your person?
For a hot second. I also have
Yeah.
a potion of vitality and a potion of greater healing.
I have a paralytic poison. I thought I had a potion over here too, though. Oh, no. Oh, I have a potion of heroism and a potion of healing.
Oh, I wonder if yeah.
That's right. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that you made out of the dragon's blood.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, I have a potion of greater healing. Huh.
Yeah, use them or
Yes.
lose them at some point. That's up to you, of course.
I mean, I figured that we were saving them for, this encounter.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
They
Wink,
may
wink,
also
nudge,
come.
nudge.
They may also come in handy in the epilogue of the campaign if you want to hold on to them until then.
You bastard.
Yeah, since we have a lot of time, I'm probably going to make a bunch of scrolls here.
Go for it. I'll leave it to you to do the math on your time spent there.
It's the classic. I saved all my healing potions for the boss battle, but that turned out to be the last battle I just had. So
I was just thinking it.
Eh.
I'm super guilty of that.
right. But by saying they could be useful in the epilogue, now you don't even get to go. Well, this is clearly the boss battle, so this is the time.
All right, so I know Nimbus is ready. Naya, Amber Green, your spell preparations are all set because we are
Yep.
rolling over the next long rest.
Good to go.
If you haven't long
Yeah,
rested
since
already, you should.
Since I do have, one last chance to do a review question for the party here. Do you think I should keep remove curse? I've always just sort of carried it around because it was useful that one time. But it's a 3rd level spell, so I could swap it out for something else if you feel like something else would be better.
I carry it around too. You can go ahead and change it out.
Okay. Well, I guess the other question then is, do I have anything that would be better? I could do.
I do have greater restoration prepared. It is a rank 5 spell, and I only have 2 slots, but it can remove a curse.
Yeah, and I do have other like other big magic. Like I have, a few level 3 spell slots, big magic. I say to the people who have level 5 spells. But I do have, some level 3 spells.
Level 6 spells.
Like I could swap in, magic circle or spirit shroud or something like that, or daylight. But I mean, I don't know if those are significantly more useful than remove curse ends up being in comparison. You know what I mean?
I wondered about daylight. That's a rank 3 spell for me.
Yeah, likewise. If we're fighting something like vampires, it's awesome. Otherwise, it's basically expensive light.
Well, we don't really know what we're fighting, do we?
No,
You're gonna
but-
have to wait 2 more expansions for that.
Are we going to be traveling very far?
It's about, what is it, a little over 100 miles from here to there, but you're teleporting.
Okay, so I don't need create food and water for this journey?
Well, you don't necessarily know how long you're going to be in that giant tower.
Fair enough. I guess I'll keep it.
You could rely on rations. Each of you has enough space, last I checked, to carry about 3 days each.
Oh, I don't. I'm just under my encumbered.
Oh,
limit.
okay then.
Yeah, no, I am encumbered if I have my armor on, so.
I got a ration. I got some smoked kipper, which I believe would count as a ration.
Yeah.
I don't got much though. I usually rely on those magic folks to feed me. I also do. I do hobby hunting though, so I kind of like play it off,
And remember that we designed the rules such that your create food and water can be cast as a ritual as long as you have a day's worth of rations for one person on hand.
Which is why I keep a day's worth of rations on hand.
Yes. Otherwise, if you don't have enough, you'll have to spend the spell slot like usual.
Okay. I can add a few more rations.
I think I'm right up at the edge of encumbered. Oh, I'm over encumbered.
And I am not encumbered with
Oh,
3 plus a smoked kipper.
no, it's because I got all this shit added back to my fucking stuff that I shouldn't be carrying.
Oh,
I mean-
did it do that again?
I think I
Mess
have
kit, UX kit, an extra bedroll, extra backpack.
Awesome.
Plenty-
Yeah, get rid of that.
plenty enough time to make all of these, right? Level 1 and 2 spells.
Those are, what are they, 1 and 3 days each?
Mm-hmm. Are they days or are they hours?
Days.
Oof.
If I remove the traveler's clothes, am I naked? I'm still wearing my armor.
Oh, if they're days, let
generally-
me change that up a bit.
Sure thing.
That could be kind of
You ever,
ouchy.
you ever seen a gladiator fight? I would imagine that's what it looks like to wear armor without boots.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Well, and this is half plate.
Yeah, no, definitely looks like a gladiator, I would imagine.
IRL, I have gone out on the field with just my lamb over like the thinnest sleeveless shirt I had.
Oh no, keep your clothes on. I think if you get rid of all the junk that got added, you should
I
be
did.
fine.
I did. It puts me at 77, and that's with 3 rations already.
77 out of what?
I would be encumbered at 80.
All right, you're good then.
Yeah, so it ticks me under.
I am wearing all of this extra fucking jewelry that I could possibly just leave here, but
Yeah, like at a certain point, you have to go from negligible weight to you're covered in jewelry, and it probably weighs a couple pounds.
oh, I added like what was it, pounds and ounces to each one of these things. So
Yeah, I like to put 0.1 for anything that the book would
Yep.
otherwise consider negligible.
Yep. No, me too. If you look, the 10 golden Veshan toe rings, I believe, all have each 0.1, so that's
Nice.
about a pound right there, just on my toes.
Like resistance training.
Kind of. I also have a golden jeweled Veshan clasp belt, similar to like those Roman ones that you might see, or something
Mhm.
similar if Veshan didn't have that kind of thing. A bracelet, earring,
Yeah.
10 jeweled rings, 2 Veshan anklets, a crown.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna trade create food and water for like I don't know, spirit guardians.
Ooh, I like Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians
Wait.
fucking clap cheeks.
Wait, I'm
Well, you
sorry.
said you were
Why don't?
you said you were keeping the create food and water.
Yeah,
to
keep create
support
food and
the-
water.
Spirit Guardians clap cheeks.
They do though.
It's cool. I will still equip spirit guardians, but I will undo tongues because I don't need it.
Fair.
That's it though. Otherwise, I'm prepared. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Of course, as usual, everybody should double check that you have the correct number of spells prepared. I'm trusting you on that. It should say it on your sheet how many you need prepared somewhere. Or rather, it says it in your class rules, and then it says the number that you have on your sheet. Although your sheets count the cantrips and domain spells, so you'll have extras. Your sheet number will be higher than your class number. So yeah, just double check that. But the time is fast approaching when the redshift will begin to shred and the air will clear.
Do you want to try that thing one more time, Mont, or do you think the time has passed? Like on the last day, I'd ask you that.
Well, we tried last session, if you recall.
I do. I just I think maybe we won't get a chance again.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess I could give that one more time.
If Serb is, of course, cool with it.
I mean, you guys are you're chilling out in town, not doing a whole lot. Aside from those who are working. So, if you want to try before the redshift shreds, one attempt to crystallize, you can try.
Yeah. So this time, I think if I'm going to do it one more time, and I mean to be clear, I am going to do it one more time, but I think I'm going to try to do something different in the hopes of getting a slightly different result if I'm going to do this again.
Okay.
Rather than try to extrude what is already there in the blade as the sole source, I want to replicate the experiment where I push the blade into the redshift. And attempt to use what's in the sword to coalesce an edge of crystallized redshift around it. Reasoning that maybe there just simply wasn't enough of that energy in the blade to get what I wanted out of it.
Okay, you know the drill.
Do you want the battery pack?
Yes, please.
Let's give him a battery pack.
All right, that's persuasion, right?
Yes, it is 22.
All right. Nope, not gonna do it. Do it.
Your sword in the storm is positively assailed by forces jittering it in all directions. If you let go of the blade, it would be at the exact moment that Decus flicks you back into town with his arcane hand.
I would try to keep a hold of it if I could.
Okay, then you'll hold on to it when he flicks you back.
Cool.
He strides up to you and stares into the storm while you are on your ass on the ground.
I'm gonna prepare an action to cast Mage Hand to fling the sword if it explodes. And Mage
I
Hand's
assume the
gonna-
battery is. I assume the battery is popped. As I dust myself off, I examined that really quick.
It's not popped this time, but it's drained of its energy.
Okay.
Which is actually a harmless effect here. It could be recharged. He says, "That one looked very dangerous. You didn't get pulled in at all, did you?"
No, I would have let go if that was my only option. I'm not that foolish.
I was close though.
the battery didn't pop either.
No, it looks like you failed to absorb anything. More like it collided with you.
I wonder if it had the opposite effect and just drained it of the energy, taking it up into the storm, which caused
Right.
that sort of violent reaction that you were experiencing.
Yeah, maybe it had a natural tendency to do so, and I was trying to fight against it or something.
That's a fair guess. Well,
Oh, well.
these these experiments weren't all for nothing. This is fairly valuable data. I think it
Please,
seems as though we haven't gotten it to work the way we'd like it to work, but it's still going in the direction that you're intending, just not correctly.
please, if we die here on our next adventure, leave our names in your papers.
Well, they're there dozens of times already, but how about you come back here first?
Oh, most
I
assured, my intention.
can add it in a few more times, even after that.
Well, I appreciate the spirit of academic pursuit there. I just wish we'd been able to do something with it now. You know.
He says, "That's all right. If well, you've managed to do several impressive things, but only in very particular moments. I think our complacency here may be making it harder for you. If inside that tower you find the need to try to take control of something that is in your way, I have a hard time doubting that you'll manage it.
One could hope.
But
We certainly have had our victories from time to time. I just wish it made more sense. I wish we understood it. It's not even that it doesn't make sense. I just wish we understood the sense that it made.
you finally get me.
So, Decus, you talk about like energy fields, right?
Sure.
What if the redshift is just a medium, right? Right, is just a advanced dispersion system of an energy field, so that this what did they call it? The higher powers, the gods. What was it? The heavenly body,
The heaven.
the heavens, so that the heavens can implement their will upon this given area, which was once known as Vesa.
It's, I think, a better theory than it being a true miasma. If we know there's some intention behind it, we know it has an impetus. that they're so for it to be more of an aura centered on some impetus, then that would explain much of what we've seen and the way it works.
Right. Because for instance, do we sense that same aura or impetus from your sword when not engaged with the redshift? Or is it itself just a redshift energy sword?
Well, it is a difficult thing because there's no sensing the feeling that's behind this. We've
Well, how did
made
we
these deductions through grave accidents and investigations of behavior.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much, but if we could get somebody to how did we figure out the intent behind the redshift by scrying on the tower?
The
I have kind of connected to it once. Also, there's Damir's journal entries.
Yeah, that's what it was. So
I
you try to connect to that or something similar
the
in the
root
sword?
of the matter came forth when Nyatha died.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When her intentions changed.
Because that was when we realized that it has targets.
So, deductively speaking, though, if the sword is part of that entity, it would do something when within its power to affect those targets. Either it has no means of doing that through Montlaren's sword, or Montlaren's sword does not contain the same malintent, which means that the miasma might just be that. And it takes an intent to guide it. And we just lack the methods of guiding intention or
True enough.
motivating the force.
By that logic, then you would be guessing that there might be the same intention trapped inside Lucent somehow.
Exactly. And Lucent hasn't done anything in any of the years. No
Indeed.
sleepwalking, no can like you've known you've known her longer than I have. Like, be honest. Any mood changes that would be beyond that of like vast disfigurement?
No. Which but then let me raise this to you. The very fact that she's unable to work a field in her condition could be taken as a form of intention.
True enough. But why wouldn't it have ended Lucent? In the long term, it doesn't seem reasonable.
Well, it would have ended Lucent if she'd stayed in it a second longer. Ending it is what it does. She moved.
Right. She was caught in it and if I remember the story, was like only barely caught in it and was pulled out, right?
I thought she moved herself, but yeah. It was just for a moment.
Yeah,
Right.
Emma, I don't think your sword is connected to that intention. I think it's your sword. I think maybe that's just overcomplicating the usage of the redshift, especially if I recall the verbiage Daymare used when shifting. I was, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but I was one of the closest people to him when he cast that fucking sword shifty thing.
Oh, he
You were
cast
the
it
only one
upon
who
you.
saw it. Yeah.
So that would be information that I have. The verbiage that he used was more as if he had the intention and it was his will, not him complying to some other will.
Yes, I still haven't been able to decipher his formula. They're extremely complicated, but he had some means. He had some perhaps we could call it an alignment with what is going on in this part of the world and was able to direct it.
That's actually you're homing in on what I'm talking about. I don't think though it's formulaic at all. I think we're overcomplicating things here. I think it's merely about bending the world to your will using this grand energy source that they have milked from the very center of the planet and then somehow got it dispersed throughout this area. I just think it's an energy, and you just have to will it using your own means. Perhaps you different characteristics align to it more. Perhaps this is why maybe the secretary's devotion to the country of Vesov uh, affected the Veshan border as it did. Perhaps Daemir being related to the dragon and being a tyrant in the way that dragonkin are, had the force of will in the same way that Montlarin and his nobility and his devotion likewise bends. I don't think it's about formulation, though. I think it's about force of will.
You might be right. I have to admit, I'm perhaps far too much of a scaredy cat to ever get it right myself. I mean, knowing that the
Could-
only person we've battled who had it under some control was willing to use it on his own siblings is
Could we give the sword to Lucent? That sounds crazy, but I besides maybe Ambergreen, I can't think of a more powerful personality in this camp.
I can pick one.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I mean, I guess he's not here right now, to be fair.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Zan, yeah.
Oh yeah, Zan, way more fabulous than me. Absolutely.
Or even Eska. But perhaps Lucent because I think this might be the right path to healing her. I think Lucent has accepted her disfigurement as any rational person would. Perhaps if forcing it with will is an option.
well. You can ask her.
Where's Lucent? I get on top of Keen. I'm taking this as quickly as I can. I don't want the redshift to disperse.
All right. You'll find her shortly and explain your scheme. She says, "What exactly, specifically, do you think we're going to achieve? What are you asking me to do?" Plainly.
I'm asking you to use your force of will the same way that you may have in your career commanded a legion to tell the ambiguous redshift energy. This is my theory that we have captured within Montlaren's sword to do whatever you would have it do, thus unlocking a means to using the miasma that currently curses this land. You don't even have to be the person who continues to use it if this is the right way. We could have other experts. You could recommend people who have far stronger personalities than you. But I truly believe out of everybody in this camp, besides San and his absolute beholder-like arrogance of the world, that you have the most commanding personality. You're right, Van. Sorry.
And if I can do something with this, it's going to help you. If you come face to face with whatever's behind it.
I believe it might. Low key, I would also be lying if I didn't think it might help you in the future. Gesture to her other side.
All right then. Let's go to a quiet spot where we don't put anybody else in danger. I think I owe you enough to at least humor the idea and give it a shot.
You honor me. I'll give her a bow. Something I rarely do.
Save that for if it works.
My Deckard! She said yours!
Here, Dex, if anything happens, I want you to separate me from this blade and throw it anywhere but the lake. She holds out her claw. Give it to me.
All right. Here you go. If you recall, what we did before we took down the glass wall is we tried to train. That's basically where I've always started with this.
Right. Well, let me think.
Don't worry about the sword. In a worst case scenario, wish that it was simply back to the way that it was.
Yes, I don't want to send it away. If anything, I'd like to get a good look at it. I don't want it to go into the water. I don't want it to go into the earth. I don't want it to go into anybody here. I want it to take
I was trying to form a blade with it, an edge.
in the air before me.
Not sure that it's what you don't want so much as what you do want.
Exactly. That's why I'm removing those things from my mind and focusing on what I do want to happen. The shape in the air. She makes her persuasion roll. That was very good. But
I'd have
her
made it with that roll.
arm rattles and the sword shoots a laser beam into the nearest wall, obliterating a small stack of bricks. She drops the sword.
Damn, nicely done.
That wasn't
Intriguing.
exactly what I wanted. I was hoping for something a little calmer, but not this time.
Something to it, though, isn't there? Some way to enforce your will on this stuff.
Maybe if I had more practice. Is
Yeah.
that good enough for you, Dex? You have enough data for this week? He picks up the sword with his arcane hand by the index and thumb. There you go, Mont.
Thank you, sir. fun about that is that now I know it can do that. I don't have to imagine that it can. I know it can.
So you get your willpower back.
There's a bright side. Just aiming at something you, aiming at something you don't want to see anymore, I suppose.
Good advice.
I think we'll have to confiscate those bricks. Before we do that, how's the plan coming along?
I think we're just about ready. We're just waiting for the Redshift.
Okay. It strikes me that this could be it. You know, if you find whatever's in there and we'll say break it, then this could be the last one. If I'm willing to hope for a moment.
Indeed. Well, not the last one, but if we can stop all this, at least it makes whatever's next easier to do. I wouldn't call this area safe until we prevent that from being possible again, you know?
For now, your first priority is to get back to the city alive. So
Oh, do you have the details on that circlet and choker? I never put it in my inventory.
I believe that's the one that gives you free comprehend languages.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Yes, free comprehend languages.
Okay.
Just at will. She says, oh, I don't have anything to say to you all that I haven't already. So I'll just wish you the best.
See you when we get back.
Good.
Give her a wink.
What was the
Jim.
the weight on that?
I think a circlet and a choker you could probably just put down as one.
Okay.
The time has come. It is the end of the Redshift, and the air is clear once again.
Comprehend languages. Ah, shit, it doesn't work on JavaScript.
Well, just because I can comprehend it doesn't mean I can alter it.
I mean, I was actually just thinking that would be a hilarious, like, modern wizard, but, you know, his job in the day is coder, but the only reason he can do the job is because in the morning with his cup of coffee, he casts comprehend languages as a ritual and then rides it throughout the day.
Well, that was weird. I just clicked on the map, and for some reason it fucked up your dragging cane. I'm sorry.
Weird. That's fine. I was just putting you all in a central location.
Remember, Mizia, if you do something stupid and sneak in with us, we can't guarantee you can get out.
I got you.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Say no more.
Well, don't suggest it to her then.
Don't suggest it, you jerk.
I didn't suggest it. I said say no more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I don't think you know how
Oh,
that
other
works,
one.
Elvis.
I have stuff that I can help with around here. Figure out a way for all of us to get in that tower, then I'll come help you out.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the teleport circle works, and then we can go from there.
Good. Find the front door.
Right.
Yep. Hopefully one floor down.
Should I bring a drill?
Oh, I can't recall. We did or didn't destroy the teleportation circle in this town.
You did, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, no,
Belonged
it's
to
fine.
Vashta.
Yeah, I'm still kind of worried about Vashta, but we'll see if
You
he shows
have
up.
technically 3 teleport circles, although the one in the volcano is fairly unsafe. You have the one at the hidden mansion and the one at that you recently discovered at the volcanic lab. Although that one, I guess, is technically both the ones at the volcanoes are technically both unsafe.
Wait, why didn't we
The one at
set
the
up the one
mansion.
at the what's it called in the north?
What do you mean?
The volcano in the north. What the Cobalt City? I thought we in all this time I figured we'd have put one up there.
Not yet. The priority has been getting on the new keep, the one at the edge of the desert for people who don't have magic to go fast, and the
Right.
one at the edge of the pit. The northern volcano is soon, but there's only so many dexes.
Okay.
But since he is here and he's actually getting ready to go south to the edge of the snowfield to set one up there with a small crew this week, to make sure they can keep a lookout for anything strange there, or if the snow starts to encroach northward. Before he leaves, he's going to just keep an eye on your teleport circle, make sure he doesn't spot anything strange about it. But after you've drawn it together, he says, "It looks all right to me."
Yeah,
Presbyterian to me.
I wouldn't imagine the godly entities, whatever I communicated with, would have been able to actually give me honest answers in those communications if it didn't actually work.
Fair enough.
Or the honest answers they would have given would have been ones leading to the fact that it doesn't actually work. But we have guidance now on the subject.
Well, wherever you end up, don't be afraid to. Well, there's no shame in escaping for another day, right? We aren't exactly in a big rush for you to get to the center of this thing.
If it comes to us being in a situation where the only way out or the only opportunity we have to do anything is that we have to resolve the situation, then of course we will. But I believe this is going to be more of a sort of probing operation to see what we can learn about the place, what the rules of it are, what sort of defenses it has, what sort of characteristics. If we can identify, up from down relative to where the target location is.
I'd say that's the wisest choice.
I definitely don't want to just pick a direction and keep going. That could be disastrous because we also don't know if the space is even linear or if it's a sort of the sort of space where you think you've gone up a whole bunch, but it turns out you haven't gone up anywhere, and be it illusory or some marvel of engineering, you don't seem to be able to make any progress without trying different things. That's the sort of trickery that I would expect this place to maybe throw at us. But I have no idea. It's just speculation. All I saw is through the windows is that the place is labyrinthine. So, time to, hold hands as we go along and try not to get lost or whatever. See what we see down there. Up there, in there. Somewhere on this plane.
Yep.
Somewhere on this plane.
All right, everybody ready?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast water breathing.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. What's the casting time on that?
Instant, I say. Just a second.
Is it a ritual as well?
Casting time is 1 action.
Okay.
It is a ritual.
Okay. Freebie.
Then it's 10 minutes. So you can start casting that when he starts casting the teleport circle, and you'll both finish about the same time.
Okay.
And then as soon as the teleport circle is done, you all have to use your turn to walk through the portal, one by one. And Nimbus will be the last because his turn will roll around.
Yep.
Cool.
Now, normally, when you step through a teleportation circle, you've all done it several times by now. You're familiar with the sensation of there's usually a sort of obviously a change in the air pressure around you. Occasionally a change in perspective, and you might be just slightly off balance for a moment as you adjust to the new position and space that you're in. But this is the first time that you've ever felt the sensation of yourself being pulled and then sort of snapped like a taut rubber band. You are not on top of a teleport circle, but you're in a room.
There's like those circles in the corners.
Those circles are they almost resemble gears under a thin layer of the floor that is almost like glass. The walls are the same white as the tower on the outside.
I am
And
not
every
with
now
the
and
others.
then- What?
I am not with the others, it appears.
You
Yeah,
are.
you are.
You might be in the dark.
I have a
Yeah,
completely
I
black screen. Okay.
I see you.
Every now
Here,
and
I'll
then.
kick off my light.
Very good.
We'll look for traps.
Every now and then you see a pink jet of sparks run under that floor tile as well. Let me have you emit some light.
Can use one of my glow sticks too.
It's a permanent glow stick.
Oh, thank you. I can see something.
Let me have you emit light, Naya. There you go.
Thank
Let
you.
me mark that as your default token so that we can transfer it if needed. Default token. Nimbus, you don't need to use a lantern. You have a magic glow stick from the dragon sword. At least I assume you have one.
Oh yeah, no, I still have that.
You could put it in the lantern if you wanted the hood.
True. Yeah, that would work fine.
I was about to say, or I did in chat.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Yeah. So I'll just have a light. I'll probably just carry it, and if I want another light, I can always have the lantern either carry it or have the blade carry it.
Let me have Keen emit light. Is Keen emitting a cone of light? Hold on.
She does have the headlight feature now, so
Hold on,
Headlights.
It's not working.
well, it's literally in her head.
Right. It's a head. It's a head. It's good.
Token
All set.
emits light. Total size.
Maybe her eyes glow. See, that would be good if they didn't before.
Center is 0. Hold on. Okay, so the total degrees. What's the degrees of like a standard cone? Like 90? Yeah, that looks fine. That looks perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
She's now emitting a cone of light.
that's
Nice,
amazing.
nice.
I love it.
Wow, Roll20 has a good feature for this. This is probably going to cause unimaginable lag. Please enjoy. You may explore, try to keep it within about a turn.
Are these gears in motion?
No,
I want to look at the teleportation circle itself and see how.
there is no teleportation circle.
Hey everyone, there's no teleportation circle.
You can roll Arcana.
One-way
21.
ticket, huh?
What was that? Roll Arcana.
You can roll an Arcana of 21.
Okay,
real
I
quick.
might.
Yeah, you did.
+8.
You think you must be somewhere near the teleportation circle, but something about the area or the circle itself has caused a mishap.
You know what? This might be a case of the circle itself being covered or obstructed in some way, and us appearing in the nearest safe place.
You believe if you can find the circle proper, you should be able to make whatever adjustments are required to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Wow.
That's low key amazing. Okay, how
That
many
is
wizards
amazing.
discover that? How many wizards were teleported to walls before?
Yeah, I was gonna say, since like that kind of contingency spell is rare.
Is
That's
that
just a default feature of teleporting. 5e.
I was wondering
Does-
if that was built into the spelling. Yeah.
Does it appear that there's any like loose floor tiles or anything that can be moved or lifted in any way?
It's like
The floor-
glass, right?
The floor tiles here seem very solid, yes. You're not
Are
sure.
they actual tiles or is it seamless?
They're sort of paneled. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But they have the appearance of having seams, but they're not actually seamed.
Oh, I gotcha. It's like the grill of an electric car. It's just there for
Yeah.
show.
I guess while I'm making this observation, I also want to look what's going on with that red light, and is it moving? If it is, I want to duck it.
Underneath the floor tiles, you occasionally see a beam of sparks rush by beneath you here and there.
Okay.
Careful, Alice. Are
Is
they
the
all
light
running in the
just-
same direction?
No, they seem to be completely at random.
Got
Did
it,
the
okay.
light just break for anybody else, or is that just me?
Maybe
The
just
light
you.
just went weird.
Can you see through the walls all of a sudden?
No,
Yes.
not me.
I can't. Weird.
I have gray scale now for walls.
Hang on. Let me just
Oh, is
reset
it because the light
Explorer.
source is moved around you now?
There you go. It's gone.
There you go. I just reset the explorable darkness. Try moving your token a little bit again, Naya.
Okay.
Okay, that seems to be less painful. Thank you, Roll20. I complimented it. My mistake. I said the website did a good thing.
That's bad.
It assumed you were being sarcastic.
Mm. Now I am. Down both hallways, Albus Tower, you see much of the same. The halls are an appropriate size for humanoid structure. Well, a human elf structure, we'll say. Um,
An elfinoid structure.
yeah.
Any dust indication of people
I like it.
having been
Elfinoid.
here at any time or time passing at all?
A bit of dust kicks up at your feet as you walk, but not the dust of ruinous passage of time. More just a unkept and slightly forgotten.
So people could maybe be here, and this is unused part, or there's good ventilation.
That's the
Right.
sort of sense that you get. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to make use of my string and a magnetic donut just to check for any floor traps in front of us, and then nod to Mount Lauren that we could go. Which way, right or left?
Good question. I'm usually a hand on the left wall kind of guy, but as long as we're consistent, either one works.
Left usually leads to treasure, and right is the mission.
I'm also a left hand. On
Whose
the
rule is that? I'm also a lefty.
That's a rule based purely on observation over the years.
Interesting.
It's pretty fair, but you got to get your left hand on the wall so that your right hand can wield your sword.
See, that's always my thought too. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So let's go left.
Albus, if you're going in front next to Mont, you can roll a investigation check of 18.
Nice.
You don't see anything out of place or anything that looks like it would harm you down this hallway.
Right.
I'll motion to Nimbus to signal that it seems clear so far.
In my mirror, I'm
Let's
gonna peek.
Move along, everybody. Amber Green. Don't want anybody to not be in line of sight of one another.
You see much more of the same coming down this left path.
Looks like there's a doorway down there.
Actually, you can see through that wall. You ever been in a halfway constructed house where it's just the studs?
Yep. It's all framing.
The frames of this room are together, and the frames appear to be made out of the same stuff as the normal walls, but it looks almost unfinished.
You think they weren't done when the redshift happened, or do you think this has changed since then?
It could be an earlier state of build that we're currently in right now.
What's in that room, Mont?
Remember when I was
Nothing?
going
Nothing.
up and down through it, it seemed like there was a progression of age and technology and completeness. So I'd imagine we're a little bit further towards the bottom here.
Interesting. I know you said that before, Nimbus, but I didn't really put two and two together and realize what that would mean.
All right. You fellows lead.
The wall seems to curve here.
Naya, I'd
Yeah,
recommend
weird.
staying a couple of steps behind just in case the traps get missed or, you know. I'm not trying to stay too close.
Tell
to
me
them.
whatever I need to roll again. I'm sorry.
So,
It's pretty thick, man.
Albus Tower, actually, you notice just next to you, right at your head height as you're coming along to this where this gear is inscribed under the tiles. Up on the wall, there's a white panel. It's a slightly different color white than the surrounding structure.
Yeah.
Panel about the size of your hand, your palm, finger stretched out.
I think I found a button.
I will hastily step off the gear and say, "Are you going to press it?"
Yeah.
Back off Ambergreen, about 5 feet. Attaching my magnetic donut to my whip, I'm going to give it a blunt attack
Smack the button.
and smack the button.
Okay, you didn't want to try like a mage hand or anything? Just
Oh shit, I have a mage hand. Yeah, okay. Just don't
Yeah,
overly
I was going to
complicate
ask you that too.
just wondering if you want to attack the wall or touch the wall. But
Okay, I'll just touch the wall with my mage hand.
cool. When you put pressure on the button, the south wall instantly becomes transparent.
Neat.
It's fucking beautiful.
About
I'm-
500 feet below you stretches the ruins of Vess. You can
You know,
see them
well-
as they were when you left.
You know, by standard construction, what do you call it? Permitting? I don't think we're perhaps on the first floor, but perhaps maybe Alvis Caver is kind of counting. Maybe 50th, 49th.
Yeah, definitely not a floor above the ground level.
No.
Alvis Caver is immediately looking
The average
the other
floor
way
is what, 20 feet?
at the two
Uh,
guys over here.
Remind me, how deep is the Vest crater?
About 750 feet.
750 feet.
Huh. Okay. So, in the original tower, we would be underground
Indeed.
in a basement. Interesting.
That kind of makes sense.
Well, a basement wouldn't have a window, though, to be fair.
Oh, true.
So while the math checked out, it occurred to me that the visible evidence maybe did.
Right.
Well,
There's more unfinished rooms to your north than another hallway.
it's definitely still feels like an early stage.
A hot second. I am doing things.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we weren't walking into something.
What's down here, Montlawn?
Looks like a couple of unfinished rooms and a dead end.
All right.
Likewise, it looks like all the way to the next wall is cleared, unless the floor is trapped.
Yeah, you don't see anything out of place here. Just the occasional pink sparks running.
Any more
So-
buttons on the walls?
Energy.
Do they seem to be coming from or going to any consistent places? Like you mentioned, they were going in random directions. So are they just completely random, or
More consistently kind of east to west, west to east.
interesting?
But
Okay.
you can't
Like
pinpoint like
It's like a Cinemax loader from the
Vortex.
late 80s.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Totally. What are you thinking, Elvis?
Alvis Saver has his cartographer's map out right now, and he's currently marking X's, various different symbols down. You've come to recognize that he's plotting. I think we need to move on before we can make any more decisions. But I kind of want to just explore the wall. Let's stay conservative about maze tactics and keep our hand on the left wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go about feeling for buttons.
Okay. Albus Tavern, this is easy for you because you're already looking up by looking for buttons. There's a panel on the ceiling that looks incongruent with the rest at the end of the hallway.
Come on. Or maybe Keen can give me a boosty. Can Keen go bipedal for a second?
If you're up against the wall, sure.
Okay. Doesn't have strong enough core to do that. That's something I'm gonna have to talk to Smitty about.
I was gonna say again, Naya is a big, tall, strong person.
She is 6 feet
That's also
tall.
true.
That's what I'm saying. You're not frail or what is the word? Receding, reclining, or yeah. I would stand behind you. I'm smaller.
It's not a button, actually, Albus Tavern.
Yeah, it's a panel.
I'm just saying she could pick the gnome up and probably just sit him on her shoulders.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I mean, I likewise can. I'm what 6.5 feet taller.
Try the
Yeah,
mage
there's a
hand.
skinny elf.
Use the mage hand.
Albus Tavern pushes the panel.
There's a yes, okay. When you push it, it gives way, and you find that you can slide it aside.
Ooh, and it's lighter than 10 pounds too, which is good to know. Hey guys, anybody have some rope?
I did not bring it with me.
Let's send Badeth up there with the light.
Good idea.
Okay, will you do that?
Yep.
You find a very narrow passageway, just the same width as the panel itself. Above the ceiling, there's a ladder in the north wall. The ladder doesn't seem to move, so you'll have to, if you intend to use it, you'll have to come up with some way to make the distance. But otherwise, the ladder goes up further than Badath can communicate with you back.
Interesting.
Okay, so there's a ladder, and it goes very far up. But
I could
we might need
wild
to
shape.
What?
Want a little Spidey or something?
maybe find a button somewhere that will drop it down for us.
Hey, sir.
Yes, sir.
My character sheet gained the standard adventurer's kit while I was looking at it.
Oh shit!
That's fucking hilarious, man.
I have the healer's kit too, by the way.
Yeah, I just went from 97 to 127 pounds.
Yeah, I feel like it did it to all of
like-
us.
And then, like, I was like, what the fuck? And I scrolled, and all of a sudden the list populated with all these items. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So, you know what's really funny? I just got into an argument with a bunch of people on Reddit the other day, like usual. And they told me that
Like
Roll20
usual.
always works and has no problems and isn't a raging, flaming piece of shit.
I'm dubious.
You tell them, 8 years of weekly games in your broken ass shit says that ain't true.
Dude, I told them every single one of you has had this tab crash or something or shit like this happen, and they're just like, no, couldn't, impossible. Real human, not Roll20 employee, by the way. Cool. Well, I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Just
now about this ladder. It's high enough that if you had a rope, you could get up to it. If you got a boost, most of you could get up to it, and then one person would probably have to figure out a way up.
Well, I did offer to wild shape.
but you don't see any other
Don't waste that.
buttons. You don't see any other buttons matching the one that was near the window.
Hmm.
I could wild
Well-
shape as a spider, which would make climbing a ladder and going vertical just kind of a piece of cake.
You know what? Just
What is the size around the space around the ladder?
hold on. Just give me a few minutes and I'll make a nice ladder. Just chill,
Buddy,
relax.
Was that a pun?
What? No, I'm making a nice ladder right now. Chill.
But you told us to chill.
Yeah,
yeah,
relax.
it was a pun. It was a cool one.
All
right.
It's pretty cool of you, man. Thanks.
Yeah, well, probably the easiest way to resolve the situation if there's no obvious way to make it drop down for us.
Well,
As
I,
for-
Old
think
and logical as always.
I do think it's worth exploring the rest of this level before we go into another level.
That's fine. It'll be waiting for us.
Okay.
Well, we don't
I
know
mean,
where we are.
Well,
so
I guess sure. Let's go around the place and then we'll come back for this panel.
All right. In that case, should we slide that panel closed for now?
I guess so. All right.
Yeah, you can still make a ladder going up to a closed panel.
Yep, that's fair.
Most assuredly. Yeah. Let's do it.
You can just
That
whip
way, if
one
it's
out.
open when we come back, we know.
well, wait. Is the ice ladder to the panel or to the ladder? I thought they were in different rooms.
He was making a ladder to the panel, I thought.
Yeah, the panel opened to reveal basically a shaft that had a ladder in it, but the
Oh,
ladder
okay.
doesn't go all the way to the floor. Exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
And I was going to say, don't even bother making the ladder until we need it. Like, it'll melt. Why bother? Like, fuck it.
It won't melt.
Yep.
It's magic. And the amount it might melt is negligible anyway.
I was going to say, if you can make magic ice that never, ever, ever melts, just go back to whatever the biggest city is and make your living cooling some taverns drinks forever.
Well, yeah, I could always make
That's boring, though. I mean, that would be
Yeah,
fun
but-
after the first 5 times. It would be like,
Nah, dude, just produce glasses that are made of never thawing ice, and then be known for
Right.
that.
Always cold. Yeah.
It'll only do
know-
a few at a time.
Amber Green, you want to know what the real rage-inducing tragic scenario actually is? No one would buy Nimbus's ice because it would ruin the ice industry. There's no money in ice that doesn't fucking melt.
Oh, there is.
any more
There is if you
any
market.
more panels
No, absolutely not.
No,
on the
you market
wall or
it, period.
ceiling?
At that point,
I have not
Days.
seen anything, but I did not investigate this room. I just walked up to the edge here.
yeah, at that
You
point,
don't-
have
you
to
don't
keep your face mirrored and
see-
flat for the individuals.
Any additional panels or anything that looks mobile in these other rooms or hallways?
And they're all
Yeah,
just
these are similarly skeletal, I assume.
Indeed.
The lines, the red lines of energy seem to be cut off in these rooms too.
Yeah, they're not in this room.
No,
Yeah,
they're not in
the
any of the constructed rooms.
the unfinished rooms. The floor is kind of it's not smooth. It's like scuffed and dull. Like it hasn't.
Yeah,
been
so you're
polished yet.
suggesting that if we could maybe polish it, we would be able to see
Yeah.
the light?
Can you use prestidigitation to polish this thing real quick?
It'd probably be a small spot.
I absolutely can.
All
It
right.
is useful, I suppose.
So
It's only going to be a 5x5, or
Yeah,
sorry, a 1
just-
by 1 cube.
just hitting it like right here where the laser would continue or the sparks would continue there.
Yeah, you can polish a tiny spot of that floor to clarity, and it looks like it matches with the rest once you do that.
Okay. I just hadn't
Okay.
gotten the final
They're just
buffing.
unfinished. Yeah.
I've got my map. Knowing what we do now about the panels, I'm going to look back into the entrance room again, and then let's circle around and go up that ladder.
Yeah, likewise, since we know what the panels look like and where we might find them, I would probably also be trying to, check up and down and around as we go around to see if me or the bird are able to spot anything.
If I might be so bold, I believe God stated it is an investigation check of 19 or better.
Well, that was for traps.
Oh
Looking at
shit!
the panels, you can make an investigation of 12 or better, which
Well,
Montlarin isn't capable of.
Or not. Yeah. Distracted by the floor.
But Avastaver, you can confirm after a quick loop around. That one in that dead end hall down south is the only other path from the location that you're in right here.
Well, I love the lag spike whenever you drag a character throughout a map.
I think I know what happened. You dragged your character through the wall. Can you see through the walls now, Avastaver?
Only the certain walls that you have indicated that I can see through. Those ones I can move through. The ones that are blocked like actual walls, I can't actually move through. Like, sure, my tile kind of like peeks up on the edge, but it doesn't actually move through them.
Yeah, I had to
What is happening right now? But whenever I drag at the very beginning, or no, while I'm dragging, while you pinged right there, I experience a little bit of lag until like it catches up. If I
Yeah.
continuously drag all the time, it fucks with shit.
I see a very strange lighting phenomenon, which makes me think that somebody went through a wall. But if you can't see through it right now, what must have happened is Roll20 put your token through the wall at a certain point, but didn't. But is only showing that result to me.
Nimbus, how
Yep.
do you roll a 0 intelligence check and also be a wizard?
No, it's the bird.
That's now.
Ah, that makes more sense. There's a little tab right there. You can, if for roleplay's sake, just roll as your guy or not.
That's true. I have a lot of creatures in there.
It's the way I do it. I would imagine the DM actually uses that a lot more than the players do.
Well, I would if I had to type as them, but
What about rolling?
rolling happens automatically from the character.
Yeah, you just do it on the sheet, right?
Yeah, but if I wanted to type as them, I can.
There's absolutely no real criticism in this. This is nitpicking because you're already an ace DM. But I wonder if changing that icon would fix things like Sir GM rolls charisma check and would change it to Lucent rolls the charisma check. But that's
Oh, you know what? You're probably right. That would do it.
That's not a real critique. That's just a dumbass observation.
Yeah, I wonder. Let me see if I did that.
Because I in no way want
Yep,
you
there she
to
goes.
feel like I would critique you in that way because you are an awesome DM.
So I could do that. But the you'll note that my
Your god status temporarily changes. Well, of course, you take on the avatar to form the avatar.
my scroll bar is pretty long.
I was gonna say, right?
Oh, holy fuck!
It's not like sorted, and I can't pick it from the character sheet.
Can you open it up and then press the first letter of the name and then it go to the beginning of that?
I could do that. But yeah.
At least the reader tries to help you.
At least it tries.
They need a search bar for the DM specifically.
Or like
there's this other software I've heard of where you could just like click a little button on the stat block for the character and then you're just talking like them if you want to.
Right, but don't you have to like run that in its own like little engine and stuff?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
More powerful that way.
Sure, but barrier for your players is higher.
Sure, you're not going to like play that as a Discord activity.
I'm
or
going to
something.
take you guys to the next
Right.
floor. Albus Cover, do we need to take your intermission?
We are going to leave in 25 minutes or
Okay.
15, depending on how.
Okay, we can start the next floor then. Once
Okay,
Nimbus
so we're
makes
all
you-
just taking the ladder up.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yep.
like it.
Okay.
Once Nimbus makes you a ladder, it's easy enough for you to climb up, and then there's a regular ladder that you can climb that is built into the shaft.
Okay.
Has this ladder not been used in a long time?
A
A little dusty.
little dusty, but it's in good condition. It's not like rusted or rattling. Like you'd feel safe using this to get around. You don't feel like you're gonna fall or anything.
Interesting. I don't have the means to detect if this is magical in the same way like the scroll was at the beginning of our adventure, but I wouldn't put it past there. Alvis is still worried that maybe this tower is inhabited somehow.
Right.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yes and no.
I assume
Ghosts
that it is
don't
inhabited.
Ghosts don't count.
I'm talking about the
Oh.
presence of the heavens or the secretary or various other automated minions. Yeah, it's inhabited by something.
But also,
Epiphenomenal,
that's ghostist.
epiphenomenal beings don't. How about that? That'll be more specific.
Wow. I don't know. I think that's a much broader brush.
Yes, absolutely, but it does also paint with certain specifics in mind.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You
Like for instance,
climb
you're not.
for minutes.
Minutes.
Minutes, indeed. It is a long way up, and it's lucky that you're all athletic people because it does require a certain measure of endurance.
I'm gonna start marking after the fourth, fifth minute.
Sure. Eventually, though, after about 8 minutes of climbing,
Okay.
who's in front?
I'll be in front.
Okay.
Because Keen is huge and has a climb speed.
She does have a climb speed, and she's spry enough to climb up a ladder. Excuse me, a ladder. You have reached another panel that you feel you could easily you don't see light coming in from around the edges or through the handle, but you feel like it would be easy enough for you to do the same thing and push it aside here.
Before doing that, can I roughly calculate how far we traveled?
If the number of floors are relatively similar heights to each other, then it must have been at least 10 stories. But you didn't see anywhere else to get off in the shaft.
And we're climbing up.
Directly up, yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just stupid.
No worries.
So in modern building numbers, that's 200 feet, but that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like it would take 8 minutes to go 200 feet. You said 10 stories, right?
In all fairness, though, we're all lugging a pretty substantial amount of gear with us. We probably didn't move quickly.
All right, we're good. Let's push aside and go.
Okay. I'm just going to bring you all onto the map because eventually you're all going to get off that ladder. So,
I like it. We're at the end, and so we're going to have a few shortcuts, guys.
You alight in a room. You're on a lower level. Above you is a sort of balcony. I haven't restricted the lighting on that, so just understand that it's 10 feet up to that white wall on the north and east and west sides. There are white pillars throughout the room, and there are also square pits in the room that go down. Again, you wouldn't be able to see the bottoms of them from here, but they go down about 20 feet into the floor. The overall architecture, the design and everything seems about the same as it was in the previous floor you were on. And facing, so the ladder that you were climbing, at a certain point in climbing it, you must have switched orientation or something. Not that your character would have any awareness of this, but in terms of how the map is presented to you, you'd actually be facing south now, even though you were climbing up on the north side. So Albus Tavern, when you climb out, you don't see anything particularly shocking, but when you turn perhaps to help Keen climb out, or to grab Montlaren's hand and give him a hand up, you see that golem.
You can also see through the walls.
You can see that's the balcony. So if you can see through the, you can see like those guys. Yeah, no, that's fine.
No, all right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It would be far more trouble than it's worth to program the lighting for a balcony in the situation.
Yeah, no, I can see the shadows that are also being cast too. So I can understand how they are down below, perhaps. It is very subtle, though. So, like right here, the lighting is there. Works best here, I think.
Is there a shadow there? Why?
Because they're down below, and the wall casts a shadow. And
No, that's not a wall. That's a higher platform. That's a balcony. All this stuff.
Well, yeah. So light would pass over it in a dumb simulation, right? And then stop at an edge, right? So everything.
I don't know what's going. I can't see the same shit that you do because Roll20 doesn't compute on the DM side properly. So it's okay. But Lauren, that icon that you can see is an open door. You might also see some locked doors in other locations.
Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. I got the context now. I was looking at it like, is that like a flagon? Is that like an oil can? What the fuck is that? So,
yeah, there are door mechanics in Roll20 now.
Gotcha.
Real door mechanics, not just that weird thing that they had before.
But before you can worry about that door,
there's
the golem takes a step forward.
Oh,
I'm wearing all my Veshan shit.
Yeah, I'd imagine we all came in with our Veshan stuff, considering where we're headed here.
It says, "Good day, citizen." A voice that echoes like a tin can inside its head. It walks gracefully on 4 legs, and the 6 fingers at the ends of its arms sort of float in a rhythmic rotation. It says, "If you are lost, please present valid identification, and you can be escorted back to the appropriate level. Otherwise, you will be escorted back to the appropriate level."
Wait, to the what?
Appropriate level.
Aha.
Show your paperwork. and you'll be escorted to
Right.
the appropriate level, or
Okay.
you'll be escorted to the appropriate level.
Montlarn, sir, you are the inheritor of the responsibility of Vess. I believe you would be the one to provide your credentials on the subject.
Indeed. Yeah, so I guess I will step forward.
As I see him step forward, I'm going to begin playing subtly at first, but then stridently as he begins speaking the Veshan theme.
Okay.
I also have a letter of introduction. I will play up.
You hold it out in front of you
I'm going to take it out. Yeah, why?
like a flag. These are his patents.
Yeah, I mean, I happen to come prepared for this sort of thing.
Well,
Yeah,
of all of us,
Yeah,
you're probably the most qualified, like the most.
I just mean I literally have credibility props for introducing myself at a place where I don't belong. So,
yeah, no,
Yep,
me too. Letter of introduction from my guild.
Yep. Yeah. So I will hand over my scroll of pedigree, and I will say, I am Montlarn. I have been told that I need to have an audience with the secretary by the captain of the guard after our encounter outside. As you can see, my party and I are in a bit of a hurry. So if you can direct us, that would be most efficacious.
Likewise, I am a representative of the trading guild of the Empire, Holy Empire of Cradia. I too was told that I need to seek audience with the secretary, Alita.
Four of its fingers flit out
Nice.
and grab the scroll. It glances at it in a way that makes you believe it's read the whole thing top to bottom, and then it hands it back to you.
Thank you.
And then it says, if you have an appointment with the secretary, then you should have received appropriate Star Tower identification in the lobby.
It would seem that there has been some sort of breakdown in protocol, I'm afraid. There was no one to properly greet me when I teleported in. In fact, it sent me to a strange location. I had to make my way here, as you saw through the panel. I don't know about your standards of quality here in the Empire, but I was quite shocked by my reception, if I'm being absolutely honest.
May we receive proper identification so that we cause no trouble for you?
I have a question.
Please ask your question.
Not for the robot, but for the dungeon master. Looking around, is there anything here that could be like, I don't know, like a magic mouth or some way that these automatons could receive messages from elsewhere within the tower? I have a wild idea.
That's a very good question. You see something, but I want you to make a check to see if you can figure out what it is. Arcana wouldn't be quite correct. I think perception might be okay. So give me an 18 on perception.
Shit. Nope.
Okay.
You do see some artifices along the walls here and there, but you're can't be sure if they're just decorative, meant to produce light, or something else like that.
Okay, well, hearing what Montlarn and this personage are hearing, that I can hear their exchange, right?
Yeah, you're right
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I did take a step back, but not for any good reason. It was just because I was going to play music, so I can step forward while you guys are talking if that's what I need to do. But I hear this, and I hear the story unfold that we were to have come up from the lobby, but there was some failure in protocol. And I was thinking I could use my thaumaturgy to play like a few notes of the Veshan theme, and then project a voice that is like, let it be known that there are emissaries to see the secretary. Let them by. They are friends.
Okay. So, do you have any kind of spell that can project whatever voice that you like? Because you've heard the proxy talk.
I have thaumaturgy, which I think does that.
Thaumaturgy, I believe, will project your own voice.
Hold on, I have a lot of tricky spells.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Well, yes, your voice can boom very loudly, but that would still be your big man dwarf voice.
Yeah, you know,
Which is rather the opposite of the proxies.
Very much, very much. And it doesn't look like I have anything like readied that would be more useful, except like charm, but that's not going to work because these are not people.
A good guess.
All right, so maybe I'm going to second guess my idea.
Hey guys, I have to jet. I can still listen over the phone if that works.
No, that's all right. We'll take an intermission.
I'm sorry.
Sounds good.
No, it's totally okay. We've been on for about 2 hours, so this is fine. Feel free to, have some thoughts, think about what you're going to do. See if you can get out of this sticky situation. If you want to get up, go do whatever, that's totally fine. I'll hang out around here. I'm gonna put us on the title screen.
Love you. Thank you.
No problem. We'll see you in a minute.
I'm gonna back up off this thaumaturgy idea. It was just something I was looking at what I could do, and I was like, maybe I could cast my voice and pretend to be the secretary and be like, no, let them through. They're my friends.
It's a good idea, man.
Oh, we should tell if there's anybody watching on Twitch that we're going to be back in like a half hour.
Oh yeah, that would take a break.
Commercial screen for sure.
So hang around.
Indeed. Yep, I see Nimbus is muted, so hopefully his audience hears us. But
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I will. I'll be right back.
This guy's self won't change my voice. It looks like either.
Do you have minor illusion?
I'm not sure that I do, which is interesting because I that sounds like something I would have as a domain spell, maybe. But I do not.
That's weird. It's not. Yeah, no, I just looked it up. It's for an Arcana cleric of all things, but not a trickery cleric.
Can you? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Could you polymorph just your vocal cords?
No, it's got to go to a full creature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but a woman is a creature, and I'm a man.
That's true. I suppose you have seen.
I've seen women. Could I polymorph myself?
You've seen this specific woman.
Well, yeah, but didn't I see her as an energy form?
No, in your dream, remember you actually saw like her as herself.
You're right. I had forgotten about that.
But you need true polymorph because regular polymorph is just a beast. You can't be a person with that.
I think it's just this creature. It's a domain spell for me, so.
The new form can be any beast whose challenge rating, so on. I know there's a spell that does.
You're right. It does say any beast. Gosh darn it. Humans aren't beasts.
How about alter self? No, that's not on your list either.
We don't have it. Yeah. The real fucking hacks would be if an Ambergreen hasn't seen one. But if Ambergreen had seen a beast that has like perfect mimicry or something like that.
Yeah.
So then I could just turn into, you know, the God Raven or whatever it is, and then croak out some fucking words. Try not to go scraw.
I'm looking, but yeah, it would be minor illusion or alter self would be the big ones that I'd go for that strategy.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Thanks for entertaining the idea. But I was just watching and thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm a trickster. Can't I? I wonder if I could just pretend to be the voice of the.
It's weird to me that the trickster doesn't have either of those. Honestly,
I know, right? Well, especially considering that fucking wasn't there like a free? I mean, I know we're 5e, but isn't there a cantrip, old school cantrip that's like essentially throw voice or magic mouth or some shit like audible glamour? Fucking audible glamour. Why don't I have audible glamour?
sounds right. Yeah, I guess even though the cleric does everything, I guess they didn't want to step on wizard and bard too much, so they kept like the illusion spells for those guys.
I do have to admit that it was hilarious when you were like, "No, man, you can just be a trickster domain cleric and then pretend to be a bard. It's absolutely in the class." And I was like, "What the?" I thought I was being a joker, you know, like.
Anybody can play an instrument and anybody can be religious. It's true.
Fair enough, right? Well, and I mean, you know me. I've played a lot of D&D. I like to play interesting shit for the sake of the character, and like I don't really care about the build. Like fuck the build, man. I'll do the best I can.
Exactly. No, the most fun part of character building for me is having the character idea and forcing the mechanics to do exactly what I wanted the character to do without bending any rules whatsoever.
That's even more lawful good than me. So I appreciate that player very much.
Because I did a lot of that with my warlock in the Mad Mage campaign.
Okay.
Because I had my warlock and my patron on the same character. But the patron could only do things via the spells. So I said, well, what if I want her to use her hair to grab something? Because it makes sense that she'd be able to do that. If her hair is the Eldritch Blast, then she should also be able to use her hair to grab a thing.
Oh yeah, if she's manifesting her magic through her hair otherwise, then correct. You would want to like carry that theme through. I think.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I could just learn Mage Hand. There we go.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, perfect.
So I had a lot of that. The character turned out to be very consistent.
Yeah, I like that.
It's good.
Every now and then I forget that Ambergreen's wisdom is literally 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wiz saving throws, I got you, bro. Except the only like times we've ever had to throw them, I have not rolled well, but still, like, fuck, dude. +5, man.
I tell you, this is not exactly related, but did I tell you I was counting the HP on the final boss of that campaign with my warlock so I could cast Power Word Kill, and I didn't count it correctly, and he survived?
Oh,
That was a shame.
that is a shame.
That's funny.
It's a shame because like Power Word Kill is an insanely OP spell. Like from a perspective of a person that wants a balanced game, and you know me, I'm absolutely subverted.
Yeah, but it's a 9th level spell. It's like once a day you get to kill somebody for free. Like
Yeah, you get to point at something and be like, not today. That one's dead. And in old school, like first edition, that's literally what it was. It was that one. Nope.
But
I'm
only if they have
save.
less.
There was save versus death, and that was it.
There's no save in 5th either. It's just if they have less than 100 HP.
Yeah.
So that
one dies.
You can't just do it to a dragon. But if you're cool, you'll say, we're fighting a dragon. I probably need to count about 150 to 200 hit points of damage that my party does, and then I can cast Power Word Kill.
Yeah, and then I can estimate that he's under.
Without outright metagaming and looking up the stat block mid game, you have to kind of guess about it, which is.
I mean, players should always. I don't feel like players should. I'm old school, and old school like Monster Manual and DMG said, "Hey, if you're just a player, don't read this."
Yeah, exactly. No, it's and I try to not like remember. I do. Half the reason I had my patron as one half of my character in that game was so that I had an excuse to not have to completely pretend that I don't know what this monster is.
Not gonna lie, before this campaign, I hadn't played a cleric in probably 20 actual real life years.
Yeah.
But I dungeon mastered plenty of them, but I'd never like played a cleric, and not as it was my least most common class. And after playing Ambergreen, I'm playing him not like Grognard, and just when I look over his stats and shit every now and then, I'm like, fuck, man, what am I, 9th level? No, 11th. I'm 11th.
Yeah, you guys are up there.
But fucking 11th level cleric is rough. I'm kind of powerful.
Oh, dude,
About it.
I mean, clerics are 99% of the time always busted, honestly.
I just hadn't realized until I played one over the long haul, and somewhere I don't remember. I think I said it during the stream when it happened, but like it was somewhere around 8th or 9th level. I tipped over to a fuck, if I try to stay alive, I will.
No, yeah. The thing about I always say that clerics in 5e are the good kind of busted in terms of game design. Like everybody loves the fact that you're busted, even the DM.
Well, and because I play it the way I play Evergreen, he's not a cleric, he's a bard, right? I'm like prepare for a weird metaphor. I'm like a glass float or a buoy. I just kind of hold the team up as long as you don't let me die.
Yeah, I think the reason everybody loves them so much is because they're consistently a team player in terms of a lot of the spells that they bring along. Like their raw damage output can be outstanding, but usually isn't. And the best shit that they usually do is like the team support and crowd control style stuff.
Yeah,
so
well, I mean, I can do a fuck ton of damage with Guiding Bolt, but Guiding Bolt, after it does a fuck ton of damage, lights up the target for the next guy.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Totally fair. Most of my shit is either healing, mark the target. If it does damage, it marks the target, or something that keeps me from dying.
I have no idea what it might be a very long time before I get to play a D&D character again, actually, because my group's going to Starfinder next.
Oh.
So I'm probably just going to be running D&D for a long time.
I absolutely understand. It was actually I think we were all acquainted when I was kind of done running games for the time being, and Snipe picked up he was like, I run games. It's like, yeah, I know you do. And so he has been, and he and you basically took that up for me. Like, I haven't run a game since I got into yours and Snipey's games.
I'm happy to. I'm hoping that later on I can properly do a West Marches game. Not one that turns into a regular campaign a year in, but one where we actually get like 20, 30 people consistently.
Dude, 20 people at a table sounds insane to me. And I used to run 8 people tables at con. So I'd show up at con.
Not all at once, please.
Okay.
I mean, like in terms the whole like drop into a session, like
right.
Have the whole
I know what
party
this was intended to be, but never was, right?
Yeah, because just enough people dropped out that we couldn't maintain it, and so I had to drop a couple of the people who joined latest, because then we would have had like a 9-person party, and so then we just cut it down to the 6, then 5.
Yeah, I used to because it was the only way that my white trash ass was able to afford con tickets. I used to work con, so I would sign up to run. it was usually 3 4-hour sessions.
Yeah.
And it was AD&D, and they would just give me the module and I would learn it. They would send it to me in the mail, a week before con. So I would learn it, show up at con, and have 8 people at a table I didn't know for 3 days in a row. And it was never the same group. And it was always just 8 folks I never had met before. And 8 people at a table is taxing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially if you've never met them before.
Oh shit. Yeah. At least we could lean on stuff like they're pre-rolled characters. I know what the module is ahead of time.
That's the time to use them. Yeah, right.
Well, and then I admit, I'm sure Snipey's listening. But I did that.
Yeah, I'm just eating a snack, so I'm muted.
I did that con, I think, twice, and then was like, dude, come with me, do con. And started dragging him along also. And then we did one purely just whatever the people needed us to run. And then during that con, the flexion point happened where we decided we were going to switch and start running Vampire the Masquerade. And then we started running that instead. Still 3 sessions, still got our ticket. But actually what we would do, if I remember right, we only ran the one kind of premier vampire game, and then we filled in the other fucking necessary 8 hours with AD&D.
I've never done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the last time we did the circuit, the last year, the 3 that we did last, we were doing 2 vampire sessions and then 1 D&D session.
That was with the FM headsets.
Right. We were doing the midnight game every night. So we would do that for 2 nights, and then we would do one on Saturday or Sunday, depending on which one they threw us into.
Yeah, I remember that. I did a Sunday AD&D session when we did that, but we were primarily doing vampire that session. And it was because we had both pool area rooms, midnight games.
Yeah, I've never done a public game.
Really?
Actually.
I think you'd be able to. You game master pretty well.
I think I could do it, but I like having my games build the canon too much for me to care too much about a public game. Because if I know that I'm never going to see these people again, and even if I do make what they do canon, I'd just be disappointed that they're never going to see the results of it 4 years later when I drop an NPC that was in their one shot into some other campaign and the other players start talking about them. I just know that would never happen.
No, actually I feel this, but I did, correct me, Snipey, I did con in LA for 3 years, right?
Yep.
That's 9 events, 9 cons. Purple-haired freak came back with a different boyfriend. There were a couple people that I saw over those years that would show up again.
Okay,
the LARPers.
Yeah. The which ones?
The LARPers, all the 3 or 4 of them that were split between us when we did Vampire. The tall black dude who also did security. Cat Jean was the other dude. There were a couple of other dudes. There was a group of regulars at that point.
The tall guy who did security. Not Cat Jean.
I can't think of his name. No, Cat Jean was his friend, but I can't think of his name.
Guy. Yeah. That everybody that went to those cons during those years knows that guy. When we were working with I shouldn't just throw their name out there. But we were working with some people that were friends of ours, mutual friends of ours, that were like, wait, you guys used to do those cons, the LA con, Strategicon, Orcon? And we were like, yeah. And they're like, did you know Cat Jean? I was like, yeah.
Obviously.
You can't not know him. He's head of security or whatever for that con group. He was there every time. But no, I know the other dude, and he had a cool name. It was a cyberpunk cool name. It was I don't even know. It was Osiris or some shit. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. He was a brilliant role player, though.
Yeah. I caught a cyberpunk game. The one cyberpunk 2020 game I ever played at con. He was in that. That was the year they were selling basically fucking garage made appliques and shit, and people were wearing them like you remember like the made a spoon into a thing you put over your eye with an LED in it and all that crap. But this was 1993 or 4 or whatever.
Yep.
Sorry, 1991 or 2.
No, it was like 93, I think. 92.
I left in 93 to go to Oregon.
Yeah, so 92.
Sorry, actually, I left in 94. So it was 92, 93. You're right. Still, though, what a fucking scene.
Well, if I got the chance and I had time, I don't think I'd say no outright to a public game. It's a lot of work to set up though, so I'd need advanced preparation of a good several months.
Yeah. Yeah, when we ran our own, we winged it the first time and we paid for that.
No, I try to do. I didn't do it this year because I couldn't go, but I try to do my annual game, and I, for the most part, spend the entire year putting it together. Just slowly. And then we all go to the
Sir,
hotel. We
the
dedicate a day to the
dedication to your craft is really kind of amazing.
Well, I
sure.
want it to happen, and so I got to do it, right? Otherwise, it won't happen.
That's true. I mean, and when Snipey says we winged it, what he means is I came over on like Thursday night when we were leaving on Friday, and we were like, okay, we know the basics. What are we gonna do? We're gonna build this out, and then we sat up all night and like wrote the shit out with the base points and what we're gonna do. And the reason that we paid for it wasn't so much that we suck, but it was that because of this whole other story, this whole other drama with regard to why we were doing Midnight Vampire the Masquerade at this con at all. We had players in both of our groups that were from fucking White Wolf there to exploit our rules and be like, what the fuck are these people who blocked up the midnight slots in the good seats so that we can't play our White Wolf vampire game? Because that's what we did.
Wild. Okay.
They were dicks. They deserved it. But at the same time, they knew their rule set better than we did because they wrote it, and we were just pissed that they wouldn't let us play in their game. In our own way,
we paid for it. Yeah.
In our own way, we were dicks, and we paid for it. It was a very nerdy geek dick war though, because no one was ever like mad, and no one ever called anyone out front or in like. It was all just, okay, well, I'll just go play your game and see how you like me exploiting your rules.
Right.
Drama. Gotta be drama.
Nerd drama.
Exactly.
Worst nerd drama, because at no point did we throw down by the poolside.
Right.
Nerd drama's the best. Too funny.
It was basically just pushing your glasses up at the other guy until the other guy's glasses were up at your nose.
Exactly. We did much better when we had more prep time, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end, though, we won that fight.
Yeah. We never saw those guys again, in fact. So
I'm also, like, again, I mean, I've said it in some conversations, but I'm pretty sure we heavily influenced the way that Vampire became this sort of pub game that was very LARPy, because all of those core players were the very first players, and they were LA, where the LA scene of bar game vampire LARP shit happened.
yeah,
Like, I don't have confirmation, but we did that with our, no, we're going to break you out right now, walk out to the pool, and your group and my group are going to fucking have it out in a LARP.
Mm-hmm.
Which was entirely us.
Well, I will again call out the group of folks who are our regulars who were very LARPy.
Yeah. I mean, okay. We totally synthesized with the group that was playing our game.
Yeah, when dude stood up in the middle of my first session with them and started role playing his fucking obfuscation, I was in. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. We did
Cracked me up.
amplify.
He would just casually get up and sort of like amble into the corner until everybody forgot he was there. Fucking cracked me up every fucking time.
Yep, I remember. Well, that was in the other room though, so you told me about that. I
did. They were so great. I would game with those guys again any second if they showed up. You know?
I agree. Fucking purple-haired freak who played out the entire fucking campaign, like what? How many hours? 8 hours or so on before she blew her boyfriend's head off.
Yep.
The whole time being like, yeah, it was my urge on my thing that I had to take this player out. So I was just waiting. And since he had that character, and I just waited, and he trusted me.
Time game.
It was like 8 hours of roleplay before she just literally killed him, just right out of nowhere. It was great.
Not out of nowhere.
Well, not out of
What a
nowhere for
motivation.
me.
Yeah.
You know, I knew what she was up to. She knew what she was up to, but no one at the table expected her to just be like, "Oh, I have the Hellfire rounds in the shotgun, right? Yeah, you set that up. We're about to go to the fight, the big fight at the end. Yeah, that's where you're headed next. Okay, cool. I turn to blank and I blow it. I just shoot him in the stomach. Both rounds. Bam, 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 bam.
Yep. Oh, that's 12 points
Whoa.
of aggravated damage. Also, could you roll 2d10 because he's on fire?
Because he's on fire. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And everyone was like, "What?" And she was like, "Hold on, I reload." And I was like, "Oh no!" It was great. We did good that time.
Yeah, that was a fun campaign. Everybody, we basically set it up like a Tarantino film. Everybody had an ulterior motive that they didn't tell anybody else about, and all of them were like, "Hey, you know that guy across the table from you? Kill him."
A lot of them, yeah. There were eight players in each team. Snipe had one team and I had the other. We made 8 pre-made characters. Actually, I think we made extras too and put them in the middle of the table, if I remember right. And
We gave them a pile, and they couldn't open the characters, but they could read the name and the little description on the bottom,
and
like a subtitle.
It was like gender, clan, name, and maybe like a little like blurb. Like it wasn't even like blurb. It was like a sentence. Like it was very little.
Yeah, what? Like it wasn't even a full-blown blurb. Like I remember one of them was like, apparently 44, male, Malkavian, likes toys.
Yeah, exactly. And so they could pick their characters from that. But then when they opened them up, they would have a background and an ulterior motive and a mission goal, a thing they were there to do. And very often the thing they were there to do was kill this other character.
Yeah, or cause this particular thing that's going to get everybody killed, or, you know.
Yeah, it was all motivational. But then we also, Snipey and I had FM headsets that we were wearing that we bought at Radio Shack. And he was in one room and I was in the other. And we could talk to each other and be like, my group is doing this. Okay, well, my group is doing that. And our city map was a map of Los Angeles. And the game that we were playing took place in real life in Los Angeles. And he had a group of Sabat characters. And I had a group of Camarilla characters, if I remember right. Camarilla. Yeah, and we were both, and because we had written the story together, we knew what the beats were, so we'd be like, okay, now we're moving to this piece of the story, on the FM, so we both knew. And then whenever something happened where our player characters cross paths, we just walk out the door out by the pool and LARP it. It was sick.
Yeah, it was fun as hell.
We had people come down and observe us. We had watchers.
Yeah, especially that last trio of yeah.
Like there are probably 30 people just hanging out at the pool, drinking and watching our fucking players play.
Yeah, to be fair, that was the same year where like every time I checked in with the organizers, they were like, "Hey, your games are already all booked up. You're good to go."
Yeah, fair.
Because normally they'd be like, "Well, you've got your slot, but you need to make sure that you get enough people signed up." But that year they were like, "No, you're already pre-signed up. So I hope you're running Vampire again because we already booked you."
Yeah, that year was, I remember. Well, shit.
Yeah, because you had some of the Vampire devs in that one, didn't you?
That was the previous. We had the Vampire devs in our previous.
Yeah, they had stopped showing up by that time. which is too bad because they missed something great. But that's their problem, not mine.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, we won that fight.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and we always had they pre-booked us the pool rooms whenever they had them because they knew
Well, I did that.
them. Like
that was me. I mean,
yeah,
I did that. They were like, "What rooms do you guys want?" And I said, "I want the pool rooms. I want this one and this one. I want the midnight slots." I did that on purpose because I was a dick too.
No, that's
oh yeah, no, that was the first time. I mean, the last time.
Oh yeah, we just kept it.
The double DM one shot is a legendary feat. The aspirational feat, I think.
It went really well.
Yeah, again, really good parties though. Like,
Agreed.
I'm not taking all the credit for that. That was
No, I
that was
can't.
Obviously,
absolutely a team effort.
you need good teams playing, and then you need the remarkable amount of planning to create the game on improv with the other DM who is also being dragged around by their party.
Right, yeah. I mean, we did use like literally, I think, a AAA map of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We both had the same map, you know.
Yeah, I literally went to AAA and got them. In fact, and we had like Chris had said, we had figured out all of the major story beats and where they took place. So it was really just a matter of making sure they all got to the right places when stuff was coming together.
Yeah, basically just syncing up the positions and times.
Yeah, well, we were running both games at the same time, so we would just check it. Okay, they're moving to this place. Okay, cool. FM though. Okay, here's another thing. These were FM headsets, and the cons. In fact, there's about to be another one. They do them 3 times a year. I really want to go to one. Actually, I've been talking to Verde about it. We can take the train up. I really do want to go to one of these cons because we used to run them all the time. But the thing is, these cons take place at the hotel that is at the end of La Cienega going towards LAX, if I'm remembering correctly. It's La Cienega, right?
I think that's the name of that street. Yeah.
But
regardless, it's literally across the street from the airport.
Across the street from LAX. So we were there with our FM headsets we bought from fucking Radio Shack. Nowadays, you'd use Bluetooth, and this would never happen. But they were FM. So we would catch the fucking con tower talking to the airplanes coming in. We'd be talking
full-blown Spinal Tap moments.
Right? While we were doing our game, every now and then it would just cut in and just be like, Alaska Airlines, we're going to come in southward.
Well, you said it was what, like 90, 98, you said? So that's fine.
No, like 93.
90.
Yeah.
Oh, 93, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was no such thing as Bluetooth.
Yeah. There was that one Viking dude. Right.
Right, Harold, right. But no, we thought the Bluetooth headsets was like an innovation. When we were like, holy shit, we can get these for like, I don't know, $30, and then we just pair them up. It's like walkie-talkies. It would be so
cool. I'm not that baby. I remember when Bluetooth happened. Don't worry.
Yeah, there was no even inkling. We didn't even have smartphones. We couldn't have like even got on a little call or some shit.
So I also remember pre-smartphone. No worries.
Nice.
But yeah, it was.
I was there. I was there a little late, but I was there.
We did have a laptop on the table, and we even had a die roller set up specifically for Vampire.
Yeah, but you want to talk about this being the before times? I had to write that shit in fucking Pascal.
Yeah, but you coded it in Pascal. I remember.
Right. Do you know why we had a dice roller on a laptop?
I do, because we were sitting there setting up in your bedroom, getting ready for everything, talking about shit. And we were like, we don't even have enough fucking dice for all these people. Can we like?
Yep.
Is there a way?
How the fuck are we going to get enough D10s for this game? That was the question. Yeah, so I wrote a custom die roller that not only just rolled dice, but actually like followed all of Vampire's rules for, successes and botches and all of that kind of stuff.
You would set difficulty and then set everything out, like just type in numbers and hit go, and it would tell you botches, successes. It was rad. It would explode the dice for you. It was good shit.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote that in the 6 hours before the 2 hours of sleep I got that convention.
I was going to say, you wrote that after midnight. And if I remember correctly, that was the same night I was like, what, you don't have an alarm clock?
Yeah.
So you wrote one of those too, and it had Batman on the screen, had the Batman symbol while it was running, and you're like, I'll just run it, and it will count down until when we have to get up to catch the bus.
Exactly. After this many seconds, it'll play us out.
Good job, by the way. Good job.
Thank you, everyone. I am back.
Nice. I was so amazed, by the way. I was so like, you say you're a coder and can write engineering stuff? But can't you make an alarm clock? And you were like, no. Yes.
Actually.
I think I can. And then you did.
So nerdy.
Batman clock.
Is everybody here once again?
I am here.
I'm here.
Bird is here. Nimbus is
Waiting for Neuro.
He had to take a weird route just because of a crackhead, but otherwise everything was good. Likewise, I saw some culturally hood shit at the parking lot of the Smartin Final.
Nice. I'm interested in the hood shit, but I don't think you actually saw a crackhead because those people can't afford crack anymore.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I saw people playing like dice in the parking lot. Yeah, no, like legit like dice. Yeah.
Yeah, like playing craps. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you do.
Just blatantly though, like not in some kind of like stairwell or something. I'm just like, you can get arrested for that.
I mean, the cops got to watch an actual like monetary transfer take place, and then decide it's worth their while to explore whatever you do to ticket someone for fucking illicit gambling.
I mean, it's a crime. They can arrest you if they wanted to be dicks about it.
Fair enough.
All of your previous caveats would still apply. Like that, they're cops too, so they ain't got to go out of their way for something. They ain't got to be like good for them.
It's how the teachers used to try to shut down our D&D games, though.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oof.
Oh, you're gambling. Really?
No gambling.
There's dice here, but look at these dice. Do they look like any dice you've ever seen before?
You see any money on the table? I don't mean what I spend on the books. I mean, do you see any money on the table?
These dice are to perform math for the complex role-playing simulation that we were playing in order to collaboratively create a story.
That's the kind of shit we would say to them.
Please understand that these dice are not used for illicit money transfers. They're used for illicit demon summoning.
God damn it. I was going to say, and you have to realize that when I was doing this in my elementary schools during the 80s, it was straight up satanic panic, like the actual satanic panic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The
had
first time I ever played D&D at school, I literally got my ass saved by our English lit teacher because my fucking math teacher came from out of nowhere and started like screaming that we were corrupting the youth around us and shit. And it was like me and the two other smart nerds in the school. Like,
right.
So we were all like literally dumbfounded and bewildered, And my English lit teacher came out. And I say English lit, I should point out that this was third grade. I was just in a gifted school, so they took shit like English lit, But yeah, he came fucking running out. Oh, whoa! This is just Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, holy shit! My English teacher plays fucking D&D. Because he totally knew what was going on. It was awesome.
Yeah, I had a friend in 5th grade when I actually went to nerd school, which it turns out was actually a little more than nerd school. But they told me that it was for the gifted kids, and it was. The program that I was in was for the gifted kids. Also,
Absolutely.
a brand new term I never learned until I was 30 plus that was called
Twice exceptional.
twice exceptional. So yeah, they are
heavily gifted.
Yeah, gifted in some ways and ungifted,
Severely gifted.
severely gifted in other ways. It's funny. We shared facilities with the C.O. Sorensen Developmental School, where all of the Down syndrome kids and the palsied kids and the disabled kids went. But anyway, that's not really the point.
That's because you could take care of them. You're so gifted.
We, in fact, often did have programs where we went over and worked with them in things like swimming in the pool,
See, you don't ask those questions.
playing games, and teaching them tactile things because it was good for all of us, wasn't it?
Right?
You'll learn communication and leadership skills.
And
No
compassion.
way. And no way. That school let us play D&D. Yeah, no, they were totally into it.
I can imagine.
But when I went back to California, all of a sudden, oh no, I was summoning demons.
Yeah.
I had a friend, even in that special school, I had a friend that I was like, hey, would you like to play Dungeons and Dragons with myself and these other people? I also, quick tangent, I introduced that entire 5th and 6th grade class to Piers Anthony. I don't know if I'm proud or not.
Nice. You made a lot of people horny.
Oh my God.
I don't know if your soul is sinking or falling, dude.
Right? That's what I'm, yep. Because it was crazy. It was like wildfire. Because every single character, oh my God, my brain, I'm not autistic. Every single person in my classroom that was a colleague of mine and a real, actual human being and not a character in a story, all were touched by the flame of Piers Anthony, but different series settled in with different people. So you found people that were all about incarnations of immortality, which is, by the way, how I started the fire.
Right.
That one's damned good. I like that one a lot.
It was a
It's weird.
It was a book report about On a Pale Horse. That's what started the fire. But Xanth settled in on a bunch of people, of course. Some people really caught into incarnations. Couple people started reading like odd shit like bio or like tarot or, weird.
Neither of those series are really for kids.
No, none of them are. But we were.
I mean, Xanth is okay, but
Yeah. The color of her panties is plaid, by the way. Spoilers.
it's true. But also, you're 14 books deep by then, so you fucking well know what you're getting.
Right? Yeah, you know what you're getting into. But yeah. Anyway, diversion. But yeah, the whole point is, I played D&D with them, and I had a friend then, even. That I'm friends with on Facebook now, that his parents would not allow him to play Dungeons and Dragons with us at all. Fuck no, But
Yeah.
he could play Marvel Superheroes, published by TSR.
That's the same goddamn. I mean, huh.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
Tell his parents, no, we're playing Marvel, and I bought the Marvel
Superman is a
Superheroes.
Jesus stand-up.
Well,
Yeah, right.
Superman's DC.
Yeah.
I bought the
Still
Marvel
good.
Superheroes box, and I brought it to his house. And when we all gathered to play D&D at Robert's house, we were playing Marvel Superheroes.
Right.
Yeah.
Power class 10. I can lift a car, man.
That's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know. I had that same set. Amusingly, well, I don't know that amusingly. It's actually kind of a sad story, but yeah, I lost a friend over D&D that way. Not like specifically because he could only play Marvel or anything, but like I introduced him to D&D in a sleepover at his house once, and his parents were not fucking pleased about that, and I never saw that kid again after that.
Oh man.
This could have gone that way, but it didn't, because he told me before we all went to a sleepover at his house, a literal group sleepover.
Totally.
That, my parents don't approve of me playing Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, well, is it okay if we play Marvel Superheroes? You like comics? You've brought comics to class. And he's like, yeah. My parents would love comics. And I was like, all right, well, I have this game. It's the same game, only it's Marvel Superheroes. Are you down to play that? And he was like, it's the same game. And I was like, yeah, dude. Like I don't do costume superheroes, but costume superheroes in D&D is almost exactly the same thing in other ways, if you know what I mean. Like,
Right.
I was in 5th grade, but this is how my 5th grade mind played it. I'm like, no, you can just be, I am the Thick Master, and I am the Magic Man, and I'm, like, this is just your
God,
superhero.
if you had found a hero system back then, that dude would be ruined.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like, champions or
God, the hero systems. Oh my God, that was decadent for my middle school mind.
but I mean,
I made a vampire character. Like bet can go right into that if
yeah. But I mean, at the same time, though, like I literally at that point in life owned Top Secret and Gamma World and Star Frontiers and AD&D, which was my favorite, and also Marvel superheroes. So it was like, your parents are afraid of the devil. Cool. You want to go to space? Or
Right. What flavor?
to me, this is all the same fucking game.
the only time I got to play Marvel superheroes, I played as Magneto copycat.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I put all my
We're all here.
I put all my skill, in.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get back into that.
Okay, we'll get back. Let me send you back.
And we're back.
Your vision washes over, and you see before you.
Good day.
So Ambergreen, I don't think your plan was meant to be because we couldn't find any spells that would do what you wanted.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We discussed it at length, and I think I agree.
So the situation was that this guard was telling you that it's not possible for you to be in the Star Tower without identification unless you've somehow broken in. The elevators will not function without the appropriate key card.
Now, see here, I don't think that you've been listening. As I said, we teleported to the teleport circle and somehow ended up in a room with no teleport circle. It's not my fault your kingdom has shoddy equipment.
Please forgive my noble friend. He has been raised with a certain pedigree and expectation, but I understand that errors can happen all the time. I assure you, though, that
the
it
list
was
of people with access to the teleport circle is far smaller than the list of people with access to key cards.
I will resume playing the Vessin theme.
One moment while I determine if you are on that list. No.
was perhaps the person who gave us the key or the teleportation key on the list. May we ask you that question? Would it not bother you?
Who has given you the teleportation sigil sequence without filing the appropriate paperwork?
I assure you,
Unfortunately, it was
I assure
one of the proxies that actually did it for us.
It was
Yeah.
the proxy of Gemery, and she assured me there would be no problem. Already said the matter is urgent. Why do you keep us here?
proper security measures. I absolutely understand, but the communication malfunction that's been happening throughout the kingdom, they can't just trust anybody who teleports in.
Have you been able to contact the secretary recently?
I cannot contact the secretary. There is some sort of error in my or the tower's communication array.
Well,
So
exactly.
you do know communication aid.
That is literally the matter we have been sent to discuss with the secretary.
Damn, I played this song good.
Please do. I think it's helping back us up.
No, I mean, did you look at the performance roll I just made?
Yes, I did.
Yes, baby. Never mind. Damn.
But if you do not have a key card, unfortunately, you will be stuck on this level until someone else arrives.
Who can issue us a key card?
And when was the last time someone else arrived?
You will receive the appropriate key card designed to allow you into the places which you are permitted in the lobby.
How do we get to the lobby from here?
You would need to take one of the elevators, which you will not be able to do because you do not have a key card.
Then how did we get here if we could not have gotten here without using the elevator, which we can't use because we don't have a key card?
It sounds as though you suffered a teleportation mishap at the behest of the Gemery proxy. My apologies on her behalf.
At least we are finally understood. Thank you, good sir. So,
well, if hers is incorrect, do you have the? If hers is incorrect, do you have the sequence for the correct teleportation circle?
We are not programmed with the sigil sequence to prevent accidental leaks.
Yeah, I don't imagine they should know these. They should lead us somewhere, though. We should follow them.
If you wait some time, then there is bound to be someone passing through the elevator. It's around this time that if you look around the room a little bit, you might notice that the south doors that you can see are actually significantly ajar, and you can see a tiny square box of a room on the other side.
Right.
May we go wait and or inspect the elevators? And I thumb behind us.
You may wait. Simply do not cause any trouble or make any messes while you are here, because we cannot reach any of the janitorial staff at this moment.
As a guild representative, I can assure you that I was taught to leave a place cleaner than it arrived. Than it was when I arrived.
Access the lobby and get the appropriate keycard identification as soon as possible.
Oh, can you use your key card to send us to the lobby?
These units do not carry key cards as they are assigned to specific locations.
How would you send us to the appropriate floor? That was your introduction to us.
It would be done via the communications array.
Well,
which interfaces directly with the secretary.
But you can't reach the communications array.
Correct.
There seems to be a failure of logic here.
Can you contact the lobby? Or is it also...
Unfortunately, without access to the secretary, communication throughout the tower will not be possible.
Well, that's unfortunate. So you cannot even get an update about the urgent situation going on. And it sounds like you're powerless to give us guidance to where we need to go. Is there another ladder? Is there another panel we can use for another ladder to continue upwards?
We are not authorized to give unidentified persons access to the innards of the Star Tower. So please do not dismantle the ceiling of the elevator looking for it.
I wouldn't dream of touching the elevator, but this panel here that we came out through, isn't there another one like this to lead up to the next floor?
You are not authorized to come through that panel, so we cannot share additional information about it with you.
But if we start going through it, are you going to stop us, or are you going to wait until you've heard back from the secretary before you take any actions?
The circumstances at this time are of greater concern than your proxy approved business. Unfortunately, without the proper identifications, we cannot override the procedures that we have in place. But with the proxy's approval for a teleport circle and an obvious mishap, you will not be subdued at this time.
Okay.
Well, that's for the best.
Good way to
I
avoid
swear
a
I'm
fire.
inside the room.
Lauren, looking up, you see another panel on the top, on the roof of the elevator. Looks easy enough to get out of the way.
Do you require any repairs or servicing?
No, we are in excellent condition.
Yep, looks like it, as always.
Have we determined if like mend works on things like this?
What specifically?
Like, it's been so many years, but like, have we ever like found something like this? Like, these guys look like they're actually working fine, but if they weren't, like, would mend probably like fix it, or would it not?
You can always mend multiple times to fix multiple bricks. But if they were like missing a part or something, or if they were, if like a particularly delicate piece had, say, rusted away, then
Yeah, mend
you know,
doesn't.
that would still be missing after the mend of everything else.
Cool, just occurred to me.
But yeah, opening up the panel in the elevator, because you can squeeze right through these doors, no problem. There's enough gap for a person. You find another, well, this time an elevator shaft, but the elevator shaft also has a ladder.
Of course it does.
I take it Naya's getting a little tired of climbing.
She's a big girl. She tires a little bit easier. However, she is
I
not
hear that.
waddling as badly as she used to since she's not encumbered. She'll carry on.
Okay. Then let me bring you to where you go up and up and up and up, because there's another panel at the top of another ladder for you to go through.
Color me not surprised.
But you're not in a room that looks like the rooms that you were in before. hot lightning arcs above your heads. You're standing on what is sort of a protrusion of pipes whose origin and purpose you cannot possibly decipher, that have sort of risen up and then go back down into this kind of block structure. There's several of these blocks around the chamber. Uh, in the near the center of the chamber, hanging from the ceiling by a black cord, is a huge purple crystal.
A purple piston?
Crystal.
Crystal.
Woo! I'm glad you said crystal. I thought you said piston, and I was like, what the fuck?
As long as you're standing on a solid surface, the lightning is posing no real threat to you. It's jumping from wall to wall, basically. But below you stretches an abyss, the bottom of which you cannot see.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, terrifying.
Can I discern what this room might be?
Alvis Tavern, this is like some kind of like back room plumbing hell version of something that could make sense in a tower of this scale and complexity, or might not make any sense at all.
Could this be similar to the proxy crystal?
The purple crystal you see above?
Yeah.
It doesn't share any of the traits of the proxies that you've seen. It's not similar in shape or container.
So it's not like, red, but purple because of reverberant energy or something like that.
No, and it's simply a what's it, 6-pointed diamond hanging in the air there, suspended from the ceiling.
I wonder if it's a power source or
It does glow with an inner light.
perhaps maybe it is. Does this world have observer?
Does it have what?
The things that like people can see through.
Windows?
Or like remote viewing of some sort, like
Yeah.
through.
I understand what you mean. I mean, well, you have some of those like employed in your commission, so it's not out of the question that somebody could design something like that.
Well, Montlarin, if what you said is true, then we ought to be going up.
Yeah. So in this space, is there a way to continue up if there wasn't all this lightning?
There is a ceiling about 40 feet above you.
Are there any obvious points of egress here?
Go ahead and give me a 15 perception check.
Alrighty.
Yeah, likewise.
I've been rolling so well, so I'm sure this is going to work out.
May I also?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anybody who wants to look around can roll perception, sure.
Slightly faster than Alphys Tower, Evergreen.
Yeah, you
I
think
also-
you might.
I also wanted to kind of look at where the lightning is coming and going from, if they're like nodes in particular that it's emitting from, or if it's simply a random thing that's going all throughout the place, then it's hard to really identify any definitive start and stop
Okay.
points.
Let me adjudicate amber green first. You do see a similar ceiling panel that looks like it could be reached from this platform to your left. This array of twisted pipes
I didn't see it. Where was that again?
over here.
I don't
Are we on a new map? Because my screen.
I'm not. I did not go.
Oh
to
my god! Oh my god! I'm the idiot.
the new map. I hear you describing it, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
Holy shit! It's got fucking special effects, man.
Good job, sir.
Oh, I'm the fool.
all of a sudden, everything you've described for the past 5 minutes is clear.
All
Right?
yeah. So over here is where I was clicking on your left.
Nice. Okay, I see. And you said that over there was what's going on over here?
You can see another similar ceiling panel over there.
Okay.
You
I'll
catch
point
it.
it out to my
You just catch it in the glow of one of the lightning bolts above your head.
yeah
Right.
that one that just happened. Oh, it'll happen here again. That one.
So this blackness is yawning abyss, as you said, correct?
Indeed. Now to answer Nimbus's question, no, there's not really any rhyme, reason, or source to these bolts. You can see them sort of splashing up from the sheer metal walls and crashing onto another one across the way. Don't take these as special effects literally because they're going back and in all sorts of directions here.
Right.
Wait. Perhaps
So just so that you know, I changed one of my spells around for this trip to protection from energy. And that
Hey, what does that do?
includes lightning.
Hey, that sounds really
You have
good.
to choose it. You have to choose what energy you're protected from when you cast.
So if somebody is going to venture out into the abyss, I can cast that.
That's a good call.
But then we still have the question of how do they fly?
Yeah, the real issue is how do we navigate the fall down?
Unless you want me to do it, I'll do it.
I can do that.
Hey.
I think these might.
Okay, we'll come
represent
back and I'll give you the protection from
lords.
energy.
I can also do that, so I'm good. Also, it would cost me a spell slot to go back, so I'm good.
Oh, okay.
How did you do it?
Shouting
Okay.
strategy over the abyss while the sparks
Yeah.
fly above your
That's
head.
right. So
Just people started doing things.
I've got Misty Step as well as protection from energy, but I can give protection from energy to somebody else.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I
It is a
likewise
rank
can cast.
3 spell.
Right, I likewise can cast protection from energy. Since it's over our head, though, I haven't really bothered yet. Just because I don't want to waste a spell slot unless I have to.
Oh, it's over your head?
Yeah, right now we're
Nice.
not actually being struck by this stuff. So
As long
Yeah.
as you're standing on the platforms, the lightning is not going to be a problem for you. I'll
right,
give
if
that
you
info.
if you get in its way, though, like I imagine that's going to hurt really bad.
Yeah.
physical flight is probably way more dangerous than like a misty step or a
Yes, I agree.
door, but that's a very costly way to travel.
Well, I see what looks like a locked door at the upper left corner of the room.
Yep, I can't get there with the Misty Step. That's too far away.
Yes, it sort of looks like a like an audience box almost. Like there's just this little box room sticking off the wall. Kind of out of
Aunt Lauren, can you traverse that platform that you're on to get to the point north
It's too big.
and then Misty Step?
No, it's still too far away. Misty Step's only a 30-foot range, and that
Okay.
distance is longer.
It's
than that.
50, yeah. Okay, sir, watch this.
I wonder if the distances have any relationship to where we're going to go if we find another panel. Do we want to go to the 30 feet one?
Well,
Maybe.
that's where the panel is, right? That's why I Misty stepped over here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's the viewing box over here. Yes, but if I assume, which I could be wrong, that each of these each of these platforms have a panel and or door that leads to a ladder potentially. Perhaps each of these places represent some sort of teleportation device, some actual logical elevator.
Maybe only one. Also, does this crystal here have like a crack in it, or is it missing a piece?
It looks pristine to you. Like I said before, it's glowing with an inner light of some sort, and it's hanging from the ceiling by a thick black cable.
Oh, nice.
But
Is the inner light the same sort of hue as the lightning?
that might just be the case of the crystal being the way that the color that it is. But yeah, it's casting the whole room in a sort of pinkish purple glow.
Is
Got
the
it.
texture is the texture on the floor, this like maze-like texture, is this relevant at all? Like, what does it mean? What does it
Those
mean?
are the twisting. Those are the twisting pipes.
Oh shit! Okay,
So you're walking on a bed of
oh, like machinery-ish.
not even machinery, just like brass and iron pipes that are inscrutably
Intertwined and
yeah.
fucking Dees. Got it.
Again, you have no idea if the creators of this tower would have built something like this, or if this is some kind of
anyway.
it is if this is some kind of twisted shit.
I guess I'll shout at the crystal.
Redshifted.
Purple crystal over there. Are you some sort of entity?
It does not respond.
I guess not. Does it appear to be the thing powering the electricity in the room?
That's hard to. You don't see the electricity leaping off the crystal directly, but it's hard to say anything more than that.
Maybe it attracts the electricity to go across it. I don't know how to make this a safer trip. Like I could try to make some sort of bridge or something, but I don't know if it would work unless we threw a chain through it or something for it to be grounded. What to do? So how high up above Mont Lauren is the panel? Is it like 5 feet, 10 feet up?
The ceiling is 40 feet above where you are now, so 10 feet above Mont Laurel. Actually, Mont, you'd be standing slightly above the purple crystal where you're at right now.
Okay.
Your eyes would be like level with like the top fifth of it, right?
Yeah, I get you. I'm probably crouched down over
Fair.
here.
Very fair.
Yeah. Hey, so here's an interesting thought. Alvis, you have mage hand, right?
The Lord helmet,
What's the range on that?
30 feet, my God.
I have this trident. I was thinking about maybe making some kind of lightning attractor with it.
Lightning rod, yeah.
But I'm told that you don't want to be touching things that are struck by lightning. So I was hoping, you know, you could magic it into place somewhere.
Ah, oh, fantastic. What are we going to be doing with the lightning?
I'm hoping that if we can push something into the general plane of this lightning that is attracted to it, it will go there.
Ah,
Wow.
yes, making a clear path for us to temporarily fly across this 30-foot gap.
All right, so if we can get that trident over here and then stand it upright, jam it between the pipes, all the lightning would go crackle, 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 pop, pop, pop over there, right?
You gotta hand it to me, bro.
I was gonna maybe
try-
throw it.
I'm gonna
Is
throw
it immune to
one
feel-
of my silver reagent coins, like toss it real high up into the air and see if any of the lightning seems to be attracted to it whatsoever.
Okay. So Nimbus, you toss that coin the size of a go, and luckily enough, it looks to you like one of the bolts catches it, and the energy just causes it to fling in a direction, and you see it no more.
Oh well, I got plenty of those. Good. So yeah, this lightning will not only hit the thing, it will knock it way off in the distance.
Sounds
So,
dangerous.
yeah, right. So maybe not a trident for that.
Well, I mean, why throw it when you could just hand it to me and then I could like guide the mage hand
Could
right there and then stick it into the greebly.
I doubt
That's
we
fine. Yeah. My point was I wanted it to be hitting something none of us were touching. That's all.
I'm not sure if a mage hand would have enough force to it to jam the trident into. Like, you can definitely jam the trident into this array of pipes, but you definitely need to do it with the force of like an attack.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking because it's like pipes and greeblies that I could just like fit it in there.
They're very tightly packed. Like they're tightly packed enough that you can walk on them level and it's no problem for your feet.
Okay. I was imagining like sinking into some of them or like having to find like a bigger one to stand on if I wanted sure footing. I get the picture.
I think of a radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
imagining.
imagining. That's what I am imagining now.
Well, not like the fins that you can crush with your
Yeah.
fingers.
And
But
I might know.
in fact, if there were fins, then yeah, as we step on them, they're crushing beneath us.
Maybe I could just place it. Just place it up. Set it that point down.
Yeah. I would offer to just stand it up over here, but I feel like this floor is going to be way more conductive than that.
Yeah, it's all copper.
I mean, you're wearing leather boots.
Sounds like bad news, dude. Did you say you're wearing leather boots? They're not rubber boots.
What?
Yeah, but I'm wearing adamantine armor.
And-
Oh wait, no, it's mithril. But excuse me, I'm wearing I'm wearing metal armor.
Feeling like a conductor. That's all he's saying.
Mithril is known for its good conductivity.
Oh, joy.
well, wait a minute. I'm able to get within 60 feet of you. Out of the way here. I'll just cast levitate on it.
Perfect.
What is levitate normally? A level 2 spell?
Yes.
All right. So
Radical.
that will be used to basically stick it up in place so nobody has to hold it and it's out of the way of where the rest of us are going to go. So in place there, does it hold its position, or does the first thing of lightning just blast it across? It can still move. I think while it's within 60 feet of me, I guess I might still be able to control it, or is that when that's when I'll probably lose control of it. Well, let's see how it
Here's
does.
what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. The lightning does focus on the flying trident, the levitating trident in the air, and courses through it. And basically shoots out the way that the trident is pointing. Then splashes against the far wall. That makes it a little more predictable, you think. What I'll do is, Nimbus, on each of your turns while you're holding this, I'll make you make a concentration check to maintain the levitation.
Okay.
But that's just going to be a straight 15, which is less than the concentration that you'd have to roll if you took damage from this. So
15? No, I thought concentration for damage was 10.
or half of the damage you take, whichever is higher.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a minimum of 10.
Yeah, but don't worry, that 15 is still lower than what it would be if you took the damage.
Fair enough.
So let's see. Why don't we make that Nimbus's first turn? I won't make you roll for the first turn. Then everybody else besides Mont, you can have a turn to decide what you're going to do.
I guess before doing this and having, picking the position where it would have first gotten levitated from, I would have asked Naya if she was ready to turn into some form that she could carry us across real quick while the lightning's being dealt with.
I don't think I have a form that could carry all of you.
No, not
But
all of us.
One at a time I could probably do if we have some kind of I mean I could wild shape as a bird and
Right. giant eagle.
fly somebody over. Yeah, eagle or owl.
Yeah, get me over there first, and then should be easier to get the rest.
I'm going to be relying on Ambergreen to Dimension Door, perhaps.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I can do that once, but that is an expensive transit.
Yeah, let's not do that yet.
Yeah, I would keep that one in your hip pocket. I'll wild shape into, I don't know,
Oh shit!
giant owl or something.
Yeah,
Is it
that
easier
works.
for cloud shape? So Dimension Door is a fourth level spell for me.
Yeah. What about it?
It's fourth level. So I was asking in comparison to Wild Shape and just ferrying us back and forth.
Wild shape, she gets back on a short rest.
Okay.
Very
Right, Druid.
Okay, Naya, I won't drop the token on the stage unless we need it.
Nah. I pulled up the character sheet, but no, there's no need.
Which one of those has a higher strength, by the way? Because that's what you care about.
Higher strength, it's gotta be the eagle. Let me look.
Also, when I Dimension Door, I can only take with me as much as I can carry. So I can grab.
And one willing person, right?
Yeah.
Is it and? I thought it was including.
Yeah, it's
No.
you and one person and all your stuff.
Yeah.
It is the eagle. I'll use the eagle.
Okay.
Yeah, one willing person and all I can carry. Okay, I thought for a second it was only what I could carry.
So
and I was like, so
you would have taken
Fucking
Keen,
Alvis,
and
everyone
Keen
else.
would have carried Alvis. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
That's a sneaky
Right.
way of doing things, but we don't have to worry about it right now.
Turns out it's not a problem. Yeah, probably better off for Naya to turn into something that can fly and just carry us all.
Okay,
Well, and
Naya,
I can do multiple trips. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
who will you take first?
Take me over
Nimbus
first.
has to be taken first.
Okay.
Are we just taking him over to where Mount Lauren is?
Yep.
Okay. So Nimbus goes over there. We'll
Look,
come back. Who's
it's not,
next?
it's not even the fox and the wolf.
Now, here's how we'll do this. Naya, you can go there and back in one turn, but it'll take your action to grab somebody. So we're gonna have to do this one round at a time, essentially. So every time you bring somebody over, we're gonna have Nimbus make that DC 15 concentration saving throw.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yep.
Okay. So first one's free, basically. You get Nimbus over. The lightning is redirected through the trident, and you're able to take a wide swing around at Naya. You get Nimbus over to that side, and then you turn around and head back to the first platform. So Nimbus.
Okay, Nimbus. So move your token over there.
Yep.
Okay.
Then Evergreen is the duck, and then Verde is the cheese, right?
Okay, and now Nimbus, you'll have to make your saving throw to maintain that levitate.
Okie dokie. A con save, you said?
Concentration,
Concentration, right?
Yeah, concentration is constitution.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Damn,
I'm
son.
holding that thing pretty steady.
Nice roll.
Yeah, you can even from here you can feel the power coursing through that trident.
It doesn't seem like he needs it, but can I place the mage hand in order to, assist him?
Your mage hand would probably be destroyed very quickly by the electricity
Yeah.
in the trident.
All right. Would it be destroyed before or after it assisted?
Probably as soon as it touched the thing.
Okay. All right.
Naya, who are you taking over second?
I don't know. Flip a coin, guys.
Keen is deserves to survive.
You can take me.
All right, so it's Ambergreen.
Okay.
Just leave me. I see how it is.
So
You come last.
you bring Ambergreen over and fly back, and then Nimbus will need another save. Ambergreen, move your token.
Damn, son.
Very nice.
Naya, you can. I imagine you can grab Keen in your talons and put Albus on your back.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Okay, that'll
Yeah.
work. Otherwise, it's
The-
2 trips.
Yeah, that sounds fine. So then you can make the third trip.
Okay, third trip. Albus and Keen over there.
Yep.
Your tokens. All right.
And
And it's like a half trip too, because you don't have to go there and back
I
again.
assume you stay with them.
All right.
Is there a panel? I start looking over the floor.
Evergreen already saw one up there.
Oh, cool.
Say what, sir? Did Nimbus make his saving throw? Is that the 24?
Well, yeah. You'll have to. I guess you'll have to do another one, Nimbus, because you've got to do one right after she drops off Albus, and then we have to decide what you're doing with that trident after this turn.
That's a good question.
Oh.
That would only be a 10.
It might not matter.
Yep.
So where is the trident in space?
It probably would have been. Well, yeah, my stuff is coming up as black around. Do you see where I'm?
I do see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Naya, you were over here when you dropped off Albus, by the way.
I am? Oh, I just stayed over there when I... Okay, duh.
No reason to go back, right?
Right.
Okay, so one of the bolts that flies through the trident shocks your hold on it so severely that you finally lose control over it after everybody's over here. It clatters to the ground, charged, and you see the electricity in it arc over the platform that you're all standing. So I just need everybody to make a 18 con save, if you don't mind.
Oof.
Nice.
Oof is right.
Everyone around me gets a +3. I don't know if that helps though.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, it's not gonna help me.
Oh,
Woo!
nice, Naya. Naya, were you still in bird form?
Yeah.
Okay, well then this shouldn't bother you too much because if it does hurt you, it's
Touching the
just gonna
ground, right?
hurt.
Because what? I can't hear you.
If it does hurt you, it's just gonna hurt the bird.
Oh shit! She'll fall back to herself. I figured that maybe she would jump off the ground and be a bird form and not be touching the ground. You know.
I had a good roll anyway. Doesn't matter.
Everybody who got below an 18 take 24. Everybody who got above it take 12, please. Lightning damage.
Yeah.
Everybody above 18 still takes 12 damage.
12, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But once that electricity runs its course all over the platform, it slithers down the sides of the tower like worms and then disappears, and the lightning flying throughout the air doesn't reach you again for now.
Okay. Well, she's out of bird form then,
Yeah, that's
because that was all of her. That was 1 point short of her AC as a bird. So, not much
That was-
protection left
That
there.
was just a basic trident, not like an adamantine one, right?
I think it was the adamantine.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
adamantine.
Would it have melted like that?
Would it have melted?
Or you said it slithered?
No.
No. That was
No.
the lightning that slithered
Oh, I
down the
see.
walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah,
24
now that it's
hits,
not
right?
charged, I can actually go look and see how bad it is, though.
Yeah.
The trident itself looks fine.
24 hit points, yes.
It is?
Yeah, 24.
Awesome. I was afraid he was going to lose his beautiful trident.
Amber Green, you only took 12 because you made the save.
Thanks.
I
I mean, thanks to Provenance, I guess.
Yeah, the trident is not really any worse for wear after that.
Cool. In that case, I will add it back to my kit.
But now you're over here. So like I said before, the crystal is actually just, slightly below the center of the crystal is slightly below your current foot level. You've got this platform with a panel above your heads that Amber Green has spotted, and you've got this. You've got the other platforms around you. The lightning is flying over your heads harmlessly and around the tower that you're on. You've got this sort of observation box sort of thing up in the north. You can see that there is a closed door facing you, but there's nowhere to stand in front of the door.
That's slightly below us, right?
That's about 25 feet below you, actually.
Okay, so not slightly. Okay. I was
plus
thinking
plus 30 versus plus 5.
right.
I have a question about this lightning.
Sure.
Does it arc at a certain height, or does it arc from high to low, or is it, you know what I mean? It's like, I know it's random, but it's like, is this everywhere so no place is safe, or is it at a certain height above our heads?
It's over our heads right now, right?
Let me just tell you that if you're physically occupying the midair space and not standing on one of these platforms, you'll be in the lightning's way.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Sounds like a plane. I can't remember which one. Is it Mechanus? It sounds like a plane.
I think I remember reading about one of those. It might be like Limbo or something.
It's like where the Modrons hang out or some shit. It's all squares and they float in space. There's lightning between them.
The squares that float in space is Youthguard.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
cubes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, I have a memory of this. I know there's a plane where it's difficult to travel between the big mechanical squares, and they're all made of machines, and there's lightning, and
Or was it? It might have been Acheron. That's the cubes. Actually, yeah, no, yeah, it's Acheron. It's like the different faces.
I totally trust you. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but I know there's fucking tektites and shit.
Wait, how much do you take if you get 18?
12.
12.
Okay. I get +3 for being next a month.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you had 18 or above, then you still take 12.
Correct.
Oh no, that's good. No, I took too much because I get +3.
So, a couple of observations. Unless we divert that lightning again, getting up through that ceiling panel is going to be difficult.
A little bit.
Fair cop.
The other observation is I don't think we have a good way to get to any other panel that doesn't, or any other island here that doesn't involve getting struck by lightning.
What's that?
Yeah, more bullshit. I agree.
The one that you just pinged out of this tavern, that's a larger singular pipe that pokes out of the wall and then bends 90 degrees straight down. And it descends into the abyss.
I didn't see it. I guess I don't have
Does
the.
the lightning strike that?
Over here.
No.
Over here.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
What did you say?
Yeah.
It doesn't strike those pipes. It sort of loops around them to the wall behind it.
Right, we're not going to go jump over there and fire pole that crap, though. Not even to mention because the gnome and I both don't have the fucking legs to straddle and fire pole a pipe that big.
You
Well,
might
I
be
mean-
able to stand on top of 5-foot wide pipe, but it
No,
will
like, we could stand on top, but we can't fire pole it down.
correct.
You could with a rope.
Well, if you could tie it to the, yeah, if you could make the girth all the way around, tie it real tight, and then dangle it, we could climb down that rope. I mean, we'd be making rolls, but we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, tie
I mean,
the rope around the pole and then around your waist in a makeshift harness, which might break your back. But you can also push against the fucking pipe, and then you would create, back and forth. Or Nimbus could make an ice ladder.
You're saying you want to try to repel.
Yeah, but Nimbus could also make an ice ladder.
That makes a lot more sense than repelling, actually.
For what it's worth, I can't get over there without getting struck by lightning.
Oh, you can't Misty Step?
No, it's 5 feet too far.
Shit. Accurate.
No, I'm making an ice ladder to the panel above us.
It's still going to get struck. We're going to get fried on our way up.
Well, I'm going to make another ice structure where we can throw a chunk of metal in before we go.
It's just going to be like, strike here instead.
Mm-hmm.
You mean
That's
this
fine.
panel above us?
Can you
No,
grab
he means the
crystal? See what
entrance
happens
to
in
the
light?
next
Press the
level.
crystal?
Which is
That's
like
for
around
accelerate.
here, I think.
Acceleration in a sense.
So let's talk
Wait.
about this crystal.
I have a question right before it's about the setting. I'm sorry.
Sure.
So this is a space in between two giant Greebly towers?
Where?
What we're standing on. Is there like something above us?
There's a ceiling.
A
above.
ceiling.
Yeah, so
That's
It's
where
the
the
same-
panel is.
It's the same dull gray metal as all the walls around you too.
Yeah.
It's not anything like the white tower like metal that made up the earlier floors.
Hmm.
It's like you're in an underbelly.
okay. Yeah. So there isn't a roof like this over the crystal, is there? Is there-
So like I said, the crystal's hanging from a thick black cable from the same ceiling, and it's hanging in such a way that it was above you when you were standing on the +0 feet platform, but now that you're at +30 feet, The middle point of the crystal is actually basically at foot level for you.
Okay. And then in the ceiling is that panel that you're talking about. Now I understand what you're saying.
That's right above you. Yeah.
That's minus 35 feet. That's even lower than we were before.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that these panels are logical, though.
Great job with the animation, sir.
Thanks. It took 2 hours to get Roll20 to load it properly.
Damn.
So I really want to know what's in that room over there, but I just don't see a good way to get to it.
It's-
On the other
I'm
hand,
guessing it's like the power room, where you could turn it off.
right,
But
or
I don't know how we actually get through the door.
right, or divert power or something. What's the range on your dimension door, Amber Green?
It's pretty big, actually. Hold on a second.
Like 400 to 500 feet.
I think it's actually bigger than that. Maybe. Hold on. It's 500 feet. Sorry.
That's bigger than 400.
Trust the DM.
Indeed.
Does it look like we would be able to open this door from here if we had telekinesis, or if we smacked it with a big enough rock?
Well, apparently you do have telekinesis because you just
I
clicked
mean-
on that.
Watch this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, man.
I was doing that like half an hour ago, and I went like, "Hey, sir, look at this."
So there's no
Security.
option for player can't open it unless they're adjacent to it. So
Weird other stuff.
Fair enough. I'm just being a dick, but come on, looks like Mage Hand works. I mean, Mage Hand.
well, what I wanted to say to answer the question before the real telekinesis happened was that you see a key panel next to the door on its left. So right.
Details.
Key panel.
Similar to the one that opened the window that you looked at, or revealed the window.
Gotcha. And what's the range on Mage Hand?
Only 30 feet.
Hmm.
It'd
Well,
be
that's
cool if
clever.
Mage Hand Ledgerman made it faster, but it's bullshit. Or not faster, but
Right. So you could
Amber
dimension
Green, you don't
door-
have to be able to see the location you dimension door.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is true. I just have to know.
Yeah.
It's there.
One that it can be a place that you can describe by stating distance and direction.
That's true. I just have to.
So,
I just have to know it's there.
are any of
well,
us innately resistant to lightning damage?
I don't think so.
I thought Nimbus might be as an elemental, but
Right.
Nah.
what about Keen?
So, Amber Green,
Yeah.
I would suggest that you take the smartest person in the room,
That'd be me. So what?
and you go 55 feet that direction and 5 feet up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, into that space behind this door.
Yeah. If
Space that you totally cannot see right now.
right. If you are literally the smartest person in the room, then
I'm
you
the
should
wisest.
perhaps-
I'm actually not at all the smartest. My intelligence is pretty low. It's 10. But my
Right.
wisdom,
I was
wisdom
thinking
is
you
20.
take. I was thinking you take a wizard or Naya. Was my general impulse here. But,
I think I should pull Naya, actually, because she's the one that could easily travel between the two places if we open the door.
she
She
gets
is
struck by
resistant.
lightning, though.
Yeah, once we're over there, then unless we have a way to distract the lightning, it actually puts me and whoever I'm carrying at great danger. I mean, as Cerbus said a couple of times, it sounds like you're gonna die. Period.
Yeah, well, and fair enough. And I don't have sending. I did not memorize sending, so I can't speak telepathically to, like, for example, Nimbus and be like, okay, we're ready to come back. Send up the fucking flare. So,
Well, if you open the
Right.
door, you can shout.
yeah, I mean, how far? I guess we could yell.
Sure. But in the meantime, none of us have eyes or hands over there. So you should take people who are smart and have eyes and hands who can manipulate controls.
Fucking smart. Should I grab you, or should I grab Alvis, or should I grab Naya, or should I grab Nimbus?
I'm flattered that you think I'm smart, but I assure you I'm only above average.
I have a +2, man.
Dude, my intelligence is 10. So
Yeah, mine is the
What?
same. My int is the same as Ambergreen's. Wiz is the same as his as well, but
we don't tell people about that, Naya. Shh. Yeah, 20 is, by the way, somewhat godly. Like, apparently I'm wise beyond my fucking years, but I don't know.
yeah. Well, me too, but that doesn't mean I can tie my shoes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I know that I
That's the difference between wisdom and intelligence.
I think you should take Nimbus personally.
Well, I mean, he's powerful. I can do it.
All right, let's give it a try.
Get up close. Let's roll.
All right.
He's powerful, and he may
Now-
come up with a clever something with regard to the lightning.
He is
So-
pretty clever.
Yeah,
If you
he
tap
is.
Dimension door, then now you can open the door and then land on the other side.
All right,
Can I interject maybe an experiment before you do that?
Nope, I just burned the fucking spell, so let's do it. We're here.
Yes. But okay.
He's done it.
He's-
Go ahead
Go
and move both of your tokens over there. You can go inside through the door. You can click on it to open it, I think.
I don't know why, but Dimension Door feels like you should go through the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it
The
does.
scary door.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm doing the way.
You're in a tiny room, and it is full of shelves containing folders, some kind of documents.
Oh,
Like it made out of paper.
Oh yeah, this looks like a library room. I mean,
Wow.
I can't speak to you telepathically, but yeah.
door's open. You can yell at us.
Yeah. Also, Ambergreen, when you land on the inner side of the wall, you see another key panel.
Oh shit, there's another key panel here.
Would you like to touch it?
Would you like to touch it?
Yeah. See what you can do with that.
I'm glad you left. I had no. I did not touch the previous panel and make it work.
I'm gonna start rifling through the different drawers and things, seeing
I
if
knew
I
you
can
would.
find anything that looks like a key card of some sort.
Push the button.
And I will tell
Okay,
I'll tell
Now,
Ambergreen
Button.
I'll tell Ambergreen
Yeah,
to do it too.
that's that. I call that the millennial glottal stop.
Been a while since I did my Cockney.
Well, it's not just button.
Button.
It's also like there's
Button,
button,
yeah.
and then
Yeah,
there's
my tongue didn't go anywhere when I said button.
there's also
Button.
important.
Anyway, the thing Nimbus said is a good idea. Ambergreen, I just want to know if you hit that button.
I'm gonna hit the button.
The door slides open smoothly with barely a sound.
Sick.
Um,
Push the button.
Nimbus, I need you to roll a 14 investigation.
Okie dokie.
Ambergreen, are you helping?
Yes.
He has advantage. You have advantage then.
Oh right.
I got that can.
Advantage.
You could even do guidance. It works in this situation.
I'm saying I
Sweet.
got that can built right in.
If you need that extra D4 to get past the 14.
I'm gonna play a song that's gonna bolster your enthusiasm and
Oh.
your confidence.
I'm
And then you
clicking, but it
you
doesn't
have
seem to
you
want
have
to
to
roll.
end that thing with like a slap
Oh yeah.
because it's a touch. What did you say, Nimbus? Sorry.
Oh, I said I'm clicking on it, but it's not doing the roll for me. So let me
That's
reload
really cool.
my character sheet. Oh,
There
there.
it is.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh shit!
Thank you, Roll20. Your
23.
first one was a
That's
23.
some really fantastic rolls. I'm so sorry you used 4
Yeah,
of
did
them
you
for
literally
nothing.
crit 4 times?
Uh,
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
I don't know. I've been rolling like that,
Ah,
except the one
look at
time I
that.
needed to not cook us.
Okay, Nimbus. It doesn't take you very long at all. First of all, these files are junk, the same kind of junk you saw in the city down below. They're organized in a way that seems like they would make sense to somebody, but individual binders, books, and pages are filled with nonsense or nothing at all. But while you're going through these and while you're like going through the like pulling out the shoebox style boxes of stuff, like looking through them, you push one in back into its spot and you hear a clatter on the other side. You go to look at it and there's a like 5-inch blue crystal card on the floor.
Whee!
All right. Amber green. This is what it looks like. Let's go through the rest of the boxes here and see if we can find another one like this in the boxes, behind and around the boxes, wherever. We might need more than one to get access to all the places we need. This one will hopefully help us here.
For sure. Put it somewhere safe, and we'll start tearing through them. You do these two shelves, and I'll do the other 2 shelves.
Yep.
Let's
Okay.
rock.
And
Okay, we're gonna rifle the shelves.
after that investigation roll as well, you confirm after another few minutes of looking that there is not another key card in any of these boxes or on the shelves.
Well, hopefully this one will get us to the top, but we'll have to do what we can with it as we can here. Are there any other panels or buttons or anything throughout the room?
This room is otherwise pretty bare besides the shelves.
And this, I can't remember, is it a gear that we see through the glass? The floor that I'm standing on here?
Yeah, that's about what it looks like to you. It's not mobile, but it's just a sort of it looks like it could be a mechanism in the structure of the floor underneath the tile. But you can't tell if it does anything at all.
Could be useful, could be decorative, could be places they might hook things up to, but don't. All right, well, we found that which there was to find here. However, I don't know if it'll be able to fix things for us. I'm going to try going to the panel here and see how to access it with the key card.
When you hold the key card up to the panel instead of touching it with your hand, the panel lights up blue, the same color as your card, and then the door slides neatly shut. You can do it again to open the door.
I'm going to do it again to open the door.
Yeah. It works.
Okay. It doesn't extend any platforms or anything for us, though, does it?
It does not.
Okay. I'll put it back away somewhere very safe. And I'll shout across. Found a key card.
Nice.
We'll come back soon.
Donut die.
What metal are the shelves made out of?
They seem like simple steel to you.
Perfect. I'm gonna gather like 4 or 5 of them together, trying to like maybe stack and interlink them together so I can bring more of them at once in a kind of a stable formation.
I want you to kind of imagine these as like those big, sort of warehouse industrial shelves. So maybe what you're looking for is like pulling off one of the support columns off one of them.
Oh, I meant like the drawers, not the shelves.
Oh, the drawers themselves. Those are similar to cardboard. They're not metal.
Okay. I don't need to ransack this place for metal. All right. Yeah. We should probably head back across then.
How will you do that?
I don't know. Amber Green, can you dimension door us across one last time?
Just you and me going back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a key card now.
I totally can. It shouldn't even be hard.
Fantastic.
You got the spell and you want to use it, that'll get you right across.
Yeah, I just burned the spell, so like it should just be a matter of moving us.
Yep.
That's
Go
not even
for it.
hard. Like I can even see it. I move myself. Yeah, go ahead.
Poof, you're both back and you have it. One key card heavier.
Yeah, you have a
Nice.
key card.
Hold on, man. Don't throw up. Some people really don't like this.
Don't like what?
Well, good. You did a good job.
Oh yeah, no, that that's just no big deal to me.
Roleplay, man. It's roleplay.
Yeah, no, I gosh, come on,
I've
my
a lot of friends on psychedelic experiences in the past. You know, sometimes we throw up, but when you're on the other side, it's okay.
I can levitate on command, like, you know, just about any day of my life. You don't suppose as a
Right.
kid I
Dimension door.
didn't
Dimension
go
door
up.
isn't flat. Dimension door is where I take you through another space where you're maybe not exactly in all the dimensions that you're used to being in, and we come out on the right space. And you know,
He's not from our plane of
people grow up.
existence.
Let me
Some people.
let me tell you one of the things I used to do as a reckless youth. I would make myself levitate, get as high as I possibly can to where I could barely breathe, and then I would drop. I would stop levitating, and
We
then
really
just
can
start,
like
just start re-levitating again, right before when I'm pretty close to the ground to see about how close I could get.
I forgot you were like a djinn or whatever.
Yeah, and so moving real far and fast, and with like magical teleportations and all that sort of stuff. I've done all sorts of stuff, and then when I was doing all the acting, man, some of those folks did actually have some pretty amazing magics.
The hard part isn't the translation in mundane space or prime material space. The hard part is that I don't do any of the movement through prime material space. We go into some other dimension where it's a much shorter space, and then what that does to our physical bodies, I don't even know.
I kind of know, but I won't bore you with the details.
I make us music, and music travels better than anything else.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll get through a wall. It'll get through a wall in a way that light won't. I'll give you that.
Okay, so we went through all that, and he burned 2 spell slots to get us the key card. But where are we going to use the key card?
Well, there's
Teleporters.
the elevator that we climbed up. Potentially be able to use the key card there. Personally, though, I'm thinking we choose some chunks of metal and use a ladder with those chunks of metal as a bit of a ground to catch whatever's going to try to zap us as we go up, and climb that ladder as quick as we can up and above and out of this room. Doesn't look like there's any electricity going through the column above us here.
Correct. It mostly bounces along the walls. So you think if you can clamber up that that ladder quickly enough or safely enough, then you'll be safe once you get into the shaft.
So we basically need to get everybody back over to where we were. Right?
I thought we were talking about going up.
Yeah, I was talking about going up.
I didn't see a door on the platform
There's
where
a
we are.
ceiling panel. It's actually on the other side of this panel, but it's on this panel.
Oh, okay. So it's invisible. All right.
It's above you, yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay, what's your plan to redirect the lightning?
Making a column of ice with some slots that we can throw some chunks of metal in that we may be okay with leaving in a big old thing of ice. I figured I could just make one very solid column with the trident kind of loosely in it, so that way once we get up, the mage hand can pull the trident along and tap it on the ground below, I guess, before picking it back up for us.
Oh, do you guys have any other metal lying around?
Maybe.
Sure, we do. We all have like bags of coins and shit. I'm pretty sure have.
Actually, all my coins were eliminated, so I have 0 coins on me. Except I have a challenge coin.
I do have some pitons.
Pete's on. See? Nice.
Oh, those will work.
Yeah, those will do great. All right. Well, then we have our chunks of metal. We have our plan. Give me a few minutes to make all this.
I want Nimbus to roll an Arcana check, and I want somebody else to roll a survival check. I want you to collectively beat a 35. We'll use the first one from the first roll.
That was not very good.
That's a 4. Well, it's a
12. Yep.
12. Yeah. Okay, so that's a grand total of 27 out of 35. Thank you for making the roll, Amber.
Great.
This represents Nimbus's ability to build a structure that is good enough to contain this, and Amber Green's ability to put the pitons in such a way that they will conduct electricity in the least harmful method. So who's abandoning all their pitons for this? Just go ahead and mark it down.
Yeah, I already did. I already pulled my. I only have one, I think, but I already removed it.
Okay.
Oh, I have a full set of 10, so I'll just give mine up.
You could both do it. Perfect. So here's the result of what's going to happen. What order are you guys going up the ladder?
I think I would go second to last, and Alvis would go last, so he can use the mage hand to grab the.
I don't think we're caring about the pitons.
Oh no, you're right. We're not caring about the pitons. I would probably be the one to go last, just to make sure I can keep everything as structurally stable as possible while everyone else is going.
All right, I'll go second to last.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. You lost that score by 8, so the last 2 people are going to get struck as the thing falls apart. The first 3 people are able to scamper up the ladder.
I was going to say Naya first, because as I've been saying forever, sorry, Naya, I don't want to call you out this way. She's big and dense.
Well, it sounds like Alvis, Amber Green, then Naya, then Nimbus. So
the three of you are able to get up quickly enough. Mont, you're like your head's halfway into the shaft at this point, and Nimbus, you're just right up behind him. When whatever magical grip you have on that ice is shattered as the lightning finally blasts through those peons, conducts through the ice, and blows the whole thing apart. You two are gonna have to make that DC 18 con save again. But you do get Mont's +3.
Oof.
Oof.
Question.
Yes, sir.
What is the legendary resist?
Legendary resistance is if you fail a saving throw, you can choose to succeed instead.
Okay. Good to know. Let me make that save.
Yeah, that's good to know. Hey, can I have put protection from energy on one of them before they
not
went before
Say
they went up?
you wanted to
Oh,
do
I
that
didn't
before
think
we
of it.
Yeah,
we
too
climbed up.
late.
Shit, sorry guys.
Yep, looks like neither of us made it anyway. So
Next time. All right, let's hit that 4d10. You'll make it up to the ladder either way, but on the way, oh, okay. You're gonna take
Again?
another 24.
with the 24.
Oh no, I've only got 50 left after missing the first two.
That's funny. I'm not so lucky, but I'm not dead either. So
You guys are level 11. A simple 48 damage isn't going to
It
kill
sounded
you.
like you said, I'm dead. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't get I didn't prepare renewal. Fucking survival.
Well, and I didn't heal everybody before they went up.
Yeah.
Rival's a whole different game.
No, but you know what I mean. What is it called? Fucking revivial or revivification.
Revivify. I have that.
After getting just kissed by a lightning bolt, as you scramble up the ladder, you're safely above the ceiling now, and the arcs continue below you. You can see them lighting up from below, all purple. It's another long ways to go up the ladder here, and we'll pick it up on that floor next time because it's pretty late now, and we've run our usual 4 hours, I think.
Yeah, oh man.
rock
Thanks
on.
for the session, dude.
That's the start of the Star Tower. You're in it. You're in this thing right now.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
No, right?
Fucking sick. Kissed by the Lightning was a Smashing Pumpkins like EP, I thought.
No, Kissed by a Lightning Bolt. That's a Seal song. I'm certain of it.
Ooh, that's right, it was Seal. I remember.
By the way,
Indeed.
really quick, I want to inform you guys that to make those lightning bolts work in World 20, I had to make a .webm. But when I made the final frame of the lightning bolt, so it wouldn't, so it would have like a long delay between bolts. I made the last frame significant. I made it 30 times longer than the preceding frames. But Roll20 decided that I obviously didn't want that to be the case in my WebM, so it helpfully removed all of that space at the end of the image. So it turned it into a very rapidly flashing where every frame was the same speed. So I had to spend an hour and a half troubleshooting this, and what I ended up doing was making 2 extra frames, which I alternated between at the end, where a single pixel moved in between
my
2 spots
God.
on the image. So I told it, actually, there is data in all of these 30 frames at the end of the WebM that is otherwise empty, but for this 1 pixel, and you need to display it, Roll20, because I'm asking you to.
That's a crime. That's funny.
Quote, all solutions are hacks.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Anyway, thanks for playing. Thank you for sharing your stories as well. They were wonderful. We're on in 2 weeks, and we'll get right back to where we were on the next floor.
Okay.
Word.
Thanks, Herb.
See you
Thank you
next
so
Good.
much, sir.
Good stuff, everybody.
It's
You're very
fun.
welcome.
Excited.
Love you, mean it.
Good night out there.
Night, everybody.
Night, everybody.